Attention crew, it's time to make it so. Reporting for duty are your fearless co-hosts, Crewman PVG, bringing the logic, Crewman Magix, keeping it bold, and Crewman Tommy, ready with the photon torpedo of hot takes. From classic episodes to new frontiers, Klingon phrases to Starfleet trivia, no quadrant is off limits. So grab your tricorder, set your phasers to fun, and prepare for another warp speed ride through the final frontier. This is Technically Trek.
Laying a course, maximum warp.
Aye, Captain.
Engage.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and all species, whatever. This is the Technically Trek podcast. We're live. It's Sunday night. I know. I was trying to ad hoc that intro. I blew it.
You ad-lib the intro?
Yeah.
Blew it.
Oh, look at Crewman Sherry giving us a shout out for the intro.
So good. It is.
Hey, everybody. The chat's already popping off. So if you are watching us live, make sure you are in that live chat and say hello.
And pop, lock, and drop it.
And joining me on stage, we have Crewman Magix.
Hello. I may have to back away a couple of times. I got sun on the oven still.
Okay. Call you Neelix.
Let's not.
And we got the one and only Mr. Star Trek, Crewman PVG.
Aloha.
Yeah.
Aloha.
See,
That's all I got.
PVG came dressed up, which means he did not do his homework.
Oh,
I did.
I didn't do homework because I was supposed to add everybody's names. Damn it.
Oh.
You telling me you don't know how to do that in 5 seconds in
I
OBS?
could do it, but I'm doing I'm just doing the opening spiel right now. Well, once you
Okay.
guys get going on the meat and potatoes, I can sneak in a little OBS overlay magic.
I mean, well, I was going to say I could probably put my own up, but I think I'd have to change scene collections. But that's okay.
Well, just remember
quite
this. The man in the yellow shirt is Crewman PVG.
Who doesn't like to do his homework and turn it in on time?
Oh, wow. Okay, teacher.
I'm just saying, dude, you're like a month overdue. You're on Scholastic Review at this point.
That's true. By the way, kapla! Oh, sorry.
What the fuck was
I know. That was a little one of those Tourette's outbursts. I watched a lot of Deep Space Nine this week. A lot. I watched 11 episodes. I think I watched 11 episodes of DS9, and then I watched the new Strange New Worlds episode. So I am putting in the work to be a more entertaining host.
wink, wink?
And I know it's very DS9 centric, but DS9, I think DS9 has a good core. You know,
I agree.
There's when you talk about DS9, there is a vast amount of conversation to be had. I guess that's true for a lot of the shows. We see the Chief is in the chat. Hello, Chief.
What's happening, Chief?
Chief Chili. That's a inside community joke. Well, how about you guys? What kind of investment did you put into Star Trek this week? Let's start with Magix.
I watched a bunch of Star Trek shorts. I would say enough. Alexa, stop. What the fuck?
Treks is an American.
Alexa, stop. So, enough to almost have watched the entire First Contact movie. It's been coming up that much in my feed, where I'm like, I might as well just watch the movie. which I was going
we should
to.
reenact the opening 5 minutes. Just
But I did. I watched some random Trek episodes and realized that I didn't remember some of them. And then I wondered if anyone has ever gone through TNG and made fan edits of the existing video and cut out the bullshit.
You mean like condense these episodes?
Yes, because if you watch some of the Facebook shorts or Facebook feed videos, they have cut out a lot of the BS of scenes that are irrelevant, like so emotional. And they spend a lot of time on that, where it's pointless.
Just get
And
the meat
they-
and potatoes in there.
I
Just
like
get to the
those
meat and
expressions.
potatoes of the episode, not the I wonder what it could be. Maybe if we inverse our tachyon pulses. No, let's re-energize the dilithium crystals and do the warp phase induction. You know,
What about
let's
rerouting
try a bunch of
auxiliary
things.
power?
Yeah, or rerouting power to engineering. You know,
that
if
just made
anyone's
me
ever
think of
gone through and just edited out the BS parts and just got to the meat and potatoes, and I bet you can make 30-minute TNG episodes
Yeah.
that would do better than the regular hour-long episodes.
I don't know. I mean, as is, if you watch them on Paramount with no commercials, I think they're only like 41 minutes or so.
That's a standard. Yeah, that's a standard. A standard episode is 40. You film 44 minutes of content. You give 16 minutes for commercials.
Okay.
But if you in a normal 30-minute episode is 22 minutes. What I'm saying is you could cut that in half, take out more bullshit, and you just have a 30-minute episode of Star Trek that I think would do really well.
Okay. I need to get through DS9 so I can watch TNG because I
Yeah,
feel
you need to
like-
hurry up
Yeah.
because we still haven't done our reviews of TS9.
Well, like I said, I'm on season 4 now. Where are you at in your rewatch?
I'm still in season 4. I've been holding.
Okay.
I've been in a holding pattern for the last 3 months.
You've been in the buffer.
Yes. I think I got one episode in.
Like
Or I
Mbenga's
can
daughter.
So what?
Mbenga's daughter. I was saying you're in the buffer.
No.
crying?
She's not in the buffer anymore
You're
either.
upset. You're upset about those hour-long episodes.
Like a teardrop looking.
Yeah, you got a tear.
Where? Right here?
We brought him to
The other
tears.
side. There you go.
Oh, that's the affected side.
Oh,
Ain't nothing I can do about that. I'm on season 4, episode 14.
oh, okay.
Still.
Well, hopefully by next Sunday, if you don't watch anymore, I'll try to catch up to you. Because season 4, episode 1 is actually a double. So then the next one I have to watch is 3. Oh, he had to go boo-boo.
I think he had something in the oven.
Oh, that's right.
No, I'm wiping my eyes.
I thought you were about to say I'm wiping my. It's like, oh my god. Oh, you got like a little graphic going for our viewers. Hey, PVG and I might be going to a little GalaxyCon. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. GalaxyCon and
GalaxyCon is coming up, and it's probably about 25 minutes away from us.
beautiful Collinsville, Illinois.
Yeah. and What's that on August 30th?
Yes.
What day is that? Is that next
I'm going to say
Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday.
Ooh,
maybe?
so we might have some pictures and maybe we'll get some paraphernalia to bring back for the show. Hey, we could do some interviews. We should bring a camera. I don't know if they let people with cameras in. It's kind of a low budget. I think it's like a low budget convention.
That's pretty much all we got over here.
DS9 gets really good when Okay, so season 4 is when Worf arrives, because that's when the Klingons show up to attack Cardassia, because their excuse is they think that Cardassia has been infiltrated by the Dominion. So, yeah, Worf joins, and there's a lot of Klingon stuff going on. I don't remember what was going on in the rest of the Star Trek world, but they were talking about how the Enterprise was just destroyed. So Worf had no ship. I guess he'd
right.
He'd been on extended leave.
I think this is right after Generations.
Yeah, see, Sherry's saying we should wear Tech Trek shirts to the convention.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier before the show came on.
I'll print an extra batch of cards too, so we can be handing out those QR codes to everybody.
What
did
y'all
we
got on
think,
drinks today?
Oh, well, let's talk drinks real quick. I'm drinking a Twisted Tea Light because it's been sitting in the fridge now for 4 months probably. And it's just the last one left. You know, I was trying to cut back on my sugar, so I was drinking Twisted Tea Light. And what's funny is it says it only has 110 calories. I don't know how much the regular Twisted Tea has, but I don't think it's much more than that. So
You're drinking a drink. I don't think you should care about the calorie count. It's a drink.
well,
You're going to piss it out.
Yep.
yeah, and that's why it's just been sitting in the fridge all alone for 4 months.
And I'm drinking this little feller here, Twisted Tea Extreme.
Karen says she likes Mike's Hard Lemonade sugar-free. See? I'm not the only one trying to drink sugar-free.
Oh, look at magic.
I had to opt for the JD because the store I was at did not have Red Stag. And then in the process of making my way home, I realized that I wanted to make something else. I think tomorrow. So I went down to towards Safeway, and I realized that if I'm going to Safeway, I might as well go to
That's a grocery store,
Total.
by the way.
And so since I stopped at Total Wine,
Holy cow.
I got me my bottle of Red Stag.
Oh,
my
look at
annual
you.
birthday bottle of Red Stag.
Your,
Actually, I
your,
got two.
your birthday is in August?
My birthday was yesterday.
Wow. Happy belated birthday.
Hey,
Thank you.
everybody. Magic's birthday was yesterday.
And then I was like, I should really see if there's some new stuff out there.
Hey, what's
Feeling a
going
little
on with your
adventurous.
microphone? You sound a little muffled.
I'm away from the microphone.
Okay. Wow, you got a whole stash.
He got groceries going on.
What is that?
He's going to be completely naked by the time this podcast
So
is
I don't
over.
know why Total Wine uses paper bags instead of regular bags, but I saw this Veil Cherry. It's a vodka.
Oh,
I figured I'd give it a shot.
man, what were you just in the mood to stash
It's
up?
the little 99-cent bottles when you check out. So I was just like, well, fuck it. Let me try something new.
Impulse.
Kind of. And then I got Jack Daniel's Blackberry. I haven't had that.
Well, you got to tell me how the blackberry
Yeah.
is. Everybody talks about the blackberry.
Well, I figured it's probably going to be good. That's why I got 3 of them. And I was going to get there was one that was watermelon flavored whiskey.
Okay.
And I was like, I just can't.
Why?
I can't encourage that stereotype in one shopping trip. I can't.
I thought that stereotype died. I thought that was over.
No.
If that shit was made with rice, I'd buy it.
So yeah, that's what I'm rocking for the drinks. And I don't even know if my drinks even got cold enough yet. So
Okay. Well, so you came prepared.
I did. I was like, these fools are probably going to get tipsy again. So
Well, I'll tell you this. PVG's already had a Cutwater.
Just one. That's all. And that's it. That's
And now
I was going to get a Cutwater, but they didn't have any good ones.
Have you seen these? Twisted Tea Extreme.
I don't like Twisted Tea.
Oh, I know.
Hold on.
For everybody, for our audience. How are you liking that Twisted Tea?
I like it.
Extreme?
It's good.
I've never tried one.
it's going to taste nasty, but it's good.
Well, after you had a Cutwater, that could be
Well,
affecting you already.
I taste a lemon. My wife's maiden's name was Lemons.
Oh, she had a maiden? Mm-hmm. IB had made a comment earlier. I'm going to read this again, out loud this time. He says originally, and this is referring to that Klingon attack of Cardassia. He says originally they were planning to have the Vulcans leave the Federation and go to war against Starfleet because of the Dominion threat, but they changed it to the Klingons and brought in Worf. That would have actually been pretty interesting. But then you wouldn't have... I wonder if they still would have brought in Worf for that, or if they would have brought in maybe like another Vulcan. Oh. Captain Kev's got trivia. Trivia to anyone. Who knows what the ship name comes from in my tag handle? Anaximander?
Axanar.
I don't know. You have to enlighten us, sir. Oh, this Twisted Tea Light is kind of sweet.
Not Axanar.
Not Axanar.
Do you guys know what Axanar is?
What?
It's a fan base film
Oh.
or movie trying to be made.
IB says, yeah, Worf. Because of Worf's reputation. And he's right. I think Worf brought some new energy to DS9.
Yeah, I agree.
And you couldn't have really brought... Well, I guess you could have brought Spock, but he would have been old. Even back then. Oh. A Defiant class, huh? I only know the Defiant and what is it, the Sao Paulo?
Shaka when the wall fell.
Okay. Let's jump into...
My apologies.
oh, it's from Lower Decks. Magics will probably know. Hey, do you see
What?
Captain Kev's
Oh,
tag?
why am I getting a weird echo?
You're getting an echo? Is
Chicken
it
to China.
the Moana caster?
Plus, we can't see you. There
Chicken China.
We don't hear no
Oh,
echo.
that was weird. Maybe because, you know what? I probably have an audio track on that scene.
Oh, you do.
Do I know what?
What's the Defiant class from Lower Decks?
The Defiant. Sao Paulo.
What else? The Anaximander.
Okay. Take your word for it. But I'm Rito Strong, so, you know.
Your workout clothes. All right. It's time to talk about Strange New Worlds, Season 3, Episode 7. What?
Do we want to do that right off the
is-
bat?
Yeah, let's get into it real quick. Because we gotta...
I mean, that's going to take a lot.
yes,
I
it
think we
might.
get the homework out of the way so we can just relax. Take the pressure off people
Oh,
You know.
you want to? Did you activate your effects?
Sorry.
Oh,
Oops.
No, someone else
guy-
did.
This guy's got a fat finger. He meant to push his mute button. He pushed his effect button. Darmok,
Yeah, get the homework out the
Darmok
way
and
so that way
Jalad.
they can enjoy the rest of the show.
All right. Well, I watched a lot of DS9. I'm gonna bring up because I watched so many episodes. I got to remember what they were.
All right, well, PVG, bring us in there. Start us out with your book report.
Okay,
What
mine
episode
was
did you watch?
from Voyager season 3, episode 20. Yeah, I took some notes. Favorite Son. That's what it was.
Okay, is that the one with the rock?
No.
I always just throw that out there.
And it was about they're traveling along and they encounter the ship and Harry Kim. He says, "Hey, Captain, we got
What
to."
ship? Did you watch it for real?
Yeah, I did. I don't
Where'd
remember
you get
what
those
ship.
notes?
And they encounter this ship, and Harry says, "Ray's shields are about to fire on us."
Is it the one episode where he was finally in charge of the bridge, like on an overnight shift?
No.
Oh,
No. And so he raised shields and he fired on them, and Tuvok says, what the ship?
you're upsetting the chief if you
Yeah.
can't tell him what ship it
So
was.
Tuvok says they were not,
You need a Ricola, like I did last week.
Tuvok says they're not raising shields, they're not energizing their weapons. And Harry, he says, now raise our shields, and he fired on them. And then he said it was like a deja vu thing. It was like he was having an episode of deja vu. That's what he should have done. So he did it, and
Was he right?
yeah, he was right.
They were going to attack.
Yeah.
And did they promote him for that? We already know the answer.
Yeah. Nope. Save the ship. Nope. So the alien race was called. Oh man!
How
I
did they
can't
know
read it.
Harry was right?
Oh, after Harry was thrown in the, he was confined to quarters, and he's and they investigated it further. Tuvok found out, yeah, they were going to get it. They were going to get shot at.
How'd they find out? Did they destroy
Yeah.
the ship?
No, I think they rendered it defenseless.
What species was it? Do you know?
Teresians.
Oh, the Teresians?
So it's Teresians are like a almost all female race,
Oh, okay.
and
Trying to get
Like
that
them,
phone.
like 'em already.
yeah, and they implant memories, that hey, you're actually not human, you're a Teresian, and so Harry Kim thinks he's a Teresian. He's convinced that he is, and he beams down to the planet. And then he finds out
Did you fart?
this. What?
Did you fart?
Not yet. Did I
Oh my
fart?
God, dude.
No.
Hey, man, let the
I
man
did
give
it.
his book report.
So, see now, where was I?
Teresians.
Yeah,
See,
he
this is
beamed
how
down.
I bet Tom was in school. He'd interrupt the report to
Yeah,
take pressure
yeah.
away.
Did you?
And the teacher would just be like, okay, Peter,
you
just go
fart?
ahead and sit down.
Yeah. So right before this is an all-female race, and these other males are from all different planets. They're implanted memories and stuff, and so they think they're Teresians also. So once they mate with the females, then they die.
Oh.
I guess like a black
Hey, this
widow
is the
kind of
one
thing.
where Harry's about to have the quadfecta, and he's teleported down to the planet or whatever, and he basically beats him up and escapes.
Yeah.
wearing
yeah.
the long dress looking thing.
So that's pretty much about it.
Okay.
They figure it out.
Oh, we're
and then they
buffering.
win.
Oh, we buffered for a hot second there on the YouTubes.
I don't see it.
It was just spinning from my side.
Oh,
I got both going, so that's why I was like,
okay.
But Tom, was this your way? Was this your high school tactic to save people?
No, I wanted to bring it up before I forgot.
Hey, did you fart?
That somebody farted?
Does
Well-
it smell like it? What do you smell it? I don't smell nothing.
Well, I don't know what I smelled.
Oh, you know what it is? It's that stuff you're drinking.
Is it? No.
Oh, mouse
doesn't-
fell in it.
Doesn't smell like fart. All right. Maybe the cans are dirty.
Oh, I'm not going to bring up a pizza story about that, but
I can't imagine.
Okay. So that was-
I'm just going to say
All right,
this.
so let me ask
Karen,
you this.
who farted?
Let me ask you this. So you watched that episode, and you watched Strange New Worlds?
Strange New Worlds.
All right.
Look, I unlike you two, I got to work for a living. I got to physically
No, you
work.
don't. You're sleeping half the time.
See these gray hairs? It's from. I'm only 34 years
I'm not
old.
trying to get you in trouble, but someone be sending out TikToks all day, sharing
All day
Oh,
of nothing
jeez.
but AI generated images.
Rocky, Sylvester Stallone,
Spocky.
Spock.
And with no
It
with
was
no back
Spocky.
content to it at all. Like nothing.
No,
Just a
I know.
picture.
It's not, I know.
like-
I know.
That's the work he's
it would
doing
get
all
you.
day.
It would get you.
Like- Here's Patrick Stewart as a poodle, crossbred with Worf as a Doberman Pinscher. And it doesn't even say that.
What if instead
It's
of
just a
humans, we
picture
were
of
all
it.
poodles on the
I
Enterprise?
have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, so Captain Kev was letting Chief Scott know that the ship that Harry Kim fired upon was Nasari. And so you knew that, right?
Absolutely.
But you just didn't want to answer Chief Scott.
Right.
And where do the Talarians come in? Or Talazarians or whatever, the all-female species. They weren't on the ship, were they?
No. Well, yeah, they were.
Oh. Captain Kev said, though, that was a Nasari ship.
But it was the. God, I put my notes away. Caesarean.
Damn.
Caesarean?
He said, show your work. And you said, my dog
Oh my
ate.
gosh. My dog ate it. There you go. My dog ate it. Who farted? Shit.
They wanted to mate. So they wanted Harry to breed.
Yes. Yeah.
They wanted Harry as a stud.
Right. And then they find out, hey, once you mate, you get this virus and you die.
What rank was he? An ensign?
Yeah, pretty.
They
pretty
probably
much.
said, "Oh man, he's an ensign. We don't want this ensign. We need a Chakotay."
Maybe it was an Asian kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe they wanted smart
Mathematicians
Yeah, scientists
and drivers.
There we go. See, Magix doesn't want to.
Magic is gone. He said,
Magix was
"Screw this."
avoiding a stereotype, but we'll throw stereotypes out there all day long because that's what we specialize in. Oh, and I do like the
That's not bad.
Twisted Tea Extreme is actually tasting pretty good. It might taste better than the regular.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Because it's with lemon.
Oh, the normal ones we do don't have lemon?
I don't know.
I thought lemon was the normal flavor. Like if it didn't say anything, it was automatically lemon. But I kind of like the lemon. If it's different, I like it. Okay, so that's your homework. I watched 11 episodes of DS9, starting with season 3, episode 18. That was called Distant Voices. That's where the Lethean puts Julian in a coma with some electric grip because he's trying to steal medicine from the infirmary. And so Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, I'm remembering this one now. Julian goes into a coma, and he starts aging very rapidly. I guess when they were at Quarks, somebody was joking with Julian because it was his 30th birthday or something, and about how he was starting to look a little older. Yeah, so that episode, that was, I mean, it was a decent episode. Not much like lore to build on. After that, season 3, episode 19, Through the Looking Glass. Oh, Through the Looking Glass is a good one. This is where Mirror Universe O'Brien comes and grabs Cisco, takes him back to the Mirror Universe because Mirror Universe Cisco is killed when his ship is destroyed by Kira's, whatever they're called, the bad empire that she's part of.
So that episode right before this that you were talking about with
the Lethian and Julian getting old?
This is probably one of the first episodes where if you already know that he's an augment, this is one of the first times
the
you see him kind of a little chirp out about being examined because he knows he's an augment and he's going to get caught.
Let's talk about the Mirror Universe one. But I did,
so a lot of people don't like in that Mirrorverse. They don't like Kira. Why? Because they think they were trying to turn Kira into a 7 or 9. She wore a black cat suit, like 7 did.
Was Voyager even out yet?
I don't know. But some people don't like it. They just say it is too.
Hold on.
They basically said that they don't do that with the guys. They only do it with the women. But then I'm like, it's the Terran universe. It's completely alpha driven. That is exactly how an alpha driven society would be. You're going to have alpha females that are going to be like, hey, get with me. I'm the best mating partner. And they're going to have submissives. And then they're going to be catty by nature and try and take each other out. Just like you saw with Hoshi and T'Pol when they did the Mirrorverse there. Which I would ask you this. I know this is a big ask. It's going to take some research. We need to have a top 10 or a draft of the Mirrorverse females. Like
there's
kind of like
enough.
a MFK.
We could do a top 5.
Like would you go so like
let's
an
do a
MFK
top 5 right now. Let's do a top 5.
Okay, hold on. Or an MFK, Marry Fuck Kill. You got Hoshi, Mirror Kira, and Mirror Dax.
IB already stole my number 1. T'Pol is the obvious number 1 mirror. Mirror T'Pol was just bad. A badass. You can't even... I don't even think there's a... Number 2, if T'Pol is your number 1 in the mirror, your number 2 is far off in the distance.
You don't understand how Marry Fuck Kill works, do you?
No, I do, but that's too complicated.
That's what I said. You're like number 1. Okay, there's 2 other bitches there you got to do something with. You got to marry, fucking kill one. Pick.
No.
T'Pol, Hoshi, or Kira. Those are the Mirrorverses. So, who are you going to marry out of the 3 Mirrorverses?
No, I thought we were just going to rank them real quick.
No, that's not what I was saying. I said you wanted to rank them, and I said no. I said marry, fuck, kill.
Because we should rank them. We should just rank them.
Let's not, because there's only like 4 of them available to rank, so it's pointless.
I know, but we should rank the 4.
No, we already know. T'Pol, Hoshi,
right, T'Pol's number
Dax,
1.
then Kira. Nobody cares about the rank. There's only 4 bitches there. Marry, fuck, kill the 4 bitches.
What about beyond that? What about TOS mirror?
Oh my god.
What about Discovery mirror?
Marry, fuck, kill those 3 bitches. Go.
I got no opinion on those three.
You suck. Moving along to the next subject, because all right, PBG, you have an opinion of those three?
No.
No.
All right, let's do this.
Exactly. We're moving on. Next.
But I did like I did like the point earlier about Harry Kim. Oh no, we're not talking about Harry Kim. Yes, Kira was the intendant. That's what they called her in that mirror universe.
Because she intended to get that D from Cisco. No, that was her thing. That's why she kept Cisco alive, or the mirrorverse Cisco alive, was because she wanted the D.
What I didn't think was realistic was Cisco's reaction when he saw his wife. I think
Why?
Because I just feel like he was so shattered by the death of his wife.
He would have gone crazy.
I think he would have lost control seeing her.
Yeah.
Even knowing that it was a mirror version.
Right. Not trying to think it out. Just, hey, my gosh. This is.
I don't think so, dude.
And
It
I
had been years.
I think he would try to find a way to bring her back.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. Dude, you got to understand, it had been, at this point, at least 10 years.
I don't think it was 10 years. Since Wharf 359? Oh, Wolf 359? Wharf 359.
With Cisco's thinking of, just what he thought, he wasn't really great friends with Picard because Picard was kind of responsible for his wife's death. I would have thought that.
I don't think he would have gone crazy.
All right. Well,
Like I said, all right, even if it had been 5 years
Kev agrees with you.
and not 10, why would he freak out? He already knows he's in a mirror universe.
Yeah, but it's still,
He already knows
still,
his own self has died, and he knows that's not his wife.
But he knew that Picard really wasn't responsible for her death. But there he was. He had bad feelings from Picard,
Like if you think about a loved one you lost, and if for whatever reason, whether it was a mirror universe or whatever, and you had a chance to see them again, I think you would have a moment of emotional outburst.
I don't think I would have an outburst like, all right, I'll just put it plainly. I'm not going to go full on Karen or BET.
Why are you talking about Karen? She's been very
Tyler Perry,
friendly with us in the chat.
movie of the week. Oh my God, I can't believe my baby's back. Oh my God, my heavenly stars. How is this even possible? Yeah, I'm not doing any of that shit.
He understands he's seeing a mirror copy, but
He's not going to have an outward outburst at all because he's already dedicated himself to become a captain. He's not going to do that. He's going to internalize shit. You're not going to see it on the outside. Unless you're Garrick, and you may notice a facial adjustment.
What is this? This is season 3. So that means they're 3 years into DS9. And if you remember in season 1, episode 1,
there's a time jump in there. They're beyond 3 years. There's a time jump. Either the end of
not by 3. They're still going
by
year
season
by year.
3.
No, the time jump doesn't happen.
There's a time
after
jump
that.
and in there. It's only like a year or two, but there's a time jump.
I don't know. I don't think it's by season 3. Because in season 4 he comes back and he's all shaved and clean cut. I think it's going into season 4. Because then he gets promoted.
That means you were in season 3.
The last episode of season 3 he got promoted. I think there's a time jump right after that.
That is season 3.
At the end though, but this hasn't happened yet. This is before that. We're still in mid season 3 right now. When he goes to the mirror universe. Now,
I still don't think he's going to have an emotional outburst like you think he should have.
Well, I think he should have, and the writers didn't put that in because
Why?
Maybe he wouldn't have had the outburst in front of her or in public, but I think they should have had him just step aside for a moment in private, like maybe when he had a moment alone at some point.
And do
just,
what exactly?
He just needed to come to terms with it.
And how do you show that?
I don't know. A good actor would find a way.
No, you're asking so what you're asking
He wasn't a
them
Vulcan.
to have done is to
Cry a tear. Cry a tear.
Yeah,
make some kind of emotional outburst so that the fans could see it. Like, oh, so it's clear that he's having an emotional outburst versus anyone that knows the character by now and knows, well, men in general are gonna internalize that. You're not gonna see that outburst, man. Now seeing him stand on the promenade in reflection, not talking to anybody, just staring out kind of in the space. That's what it would be.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna.
I would have been good with that. He didn't do that.
Does that. He does that all the time.
Not for this situation.
As a captain, he should be able to control his
But what
emotions.
does he do instead? He bangs Dax.
Yeah. What's
So I get to see my dead wife, and then I go bang Dax.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta keep up the cover.
I think there's a lot of turmoil in there that they're not showing.
Oh, IB
Oh,
might have gave me a spoiler. I
This
don't
might
know.
be good.
I don't know if I've seen that episode when Mira Jennifer meets Jake.
Wow, I'm sure that messed him up too. Gosh.
I thought you were gonna say when Jake. Never mind, but I was gonna say that's
how's that
not.
BlackBerry? Oh, and Tuvok was
pretty
part
good.
of the rebellion. Tuvok was in this episode.
Tuvok's in a lot of these episodes.
All right, well,
He is a true Trek fan.
he's in this one. Ah, it's all right, IB.
That's because he's still. You got to remember, he eventually does get assigned to the Maquis. The Maquis.
Right.
Yes.
Magic, how is that?
DS9. So what now?
How is that vodka? Blueberry?
Blackberry.
That was not vodka. That was blackberry, and by itself,
Crown. Is it Crown
no.
or Jack Daniels?
Jack Daniels. By itself was pretty good. We're about to see what it's like in a Pepsi as a replacement.
By the way,
for
Magix is
Red
a
Jack.
big fan of Pepsi.
But I don't have a
he's-
cup in here, so I'm gonna
He's
have
a
to
rare
reuse
breed.
a bottle that I just
Hey,
did. and hope
when are you
that I
coming
don't.
out to do a couple episodes on site?
Yeah,
in
we got
studio?
a chair.
What?
When are you coming out to do some episodes? See, we got the empty chair waiting for. What is that in the chair?
Nothing.
I'm calling bullshit. I'm not even looking. and I'm
No,
calling
you don't want to
bullshit.
look. You don't want to look.
Paraphernalia.
Look, now the audience can see what I'm. Can they see what I'm wearing? I'm not wearing black pants.
Oh my god, dude! Come on. Hold on, let me turn on my UV filter.
All right. This is
I'm sorry, Karen.
you get to see all of our messy housekeeping.
No, put on your sunglasses
Let
so
me
you're
go
not
back to that.
blinded
Let me
by
go
those
back to that.
bright ass
Wah, wah.
non-melanated legs.
Yeah, Captain Kev says boo for Pepsi, only Coca-Cola.
Whatever.
I'm with Kev.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
Oh, and Kev is complimenting your shorts. Your high-rise.
You're all right, Kev. You're my new best friend.
1974.
No, it's just the way I'm
That
sitting.
basically is saying that
Gosh.
Kevin is also a fellow nut hugger short wearer.
Okay, Karen says this is supposed to be. Let me.
It is Karen.
Let me hide PVG's
Oh
legs.
my gosh.
Magic doesn't
Definitely
want me
not
to
a
say
safe place.
the T
I'm
word.
embarrassed.
He don't want me to talk about them thighs.
Emotional damage.
Oh god, I just had a thought of saying I can't say it. It's gonna crack Tom. Thigh
Okay.
knuckles.
Thigh nipples.
Thigh knuckles.
Oh,
All right.
thigh knuckles.
Let me
You
get through
got
my
thigh
11.
knuckle.
Let me get through my 11 episodes
Instead
of
of nut
DS9.
hugger, you got thigh knuckle.
All right.
We're feeling good now, folks.
He just had one swish.
Oh no, this has nothing to do with that, dude. That's been
DS9.
brewing in the back of my head for a minute.
Season 3, episode 20. It's called Improbable Cause. I do have a footnote in here for Kev that I did fall asleep the first time I tried watching it. Even though after I watched it the next day, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I must have just been really tired. Garrick's shop is destroyed in an explosion, and he's lured back to the Obsidian Order to join the Tal Shiar so they can attack the founders. Oh, this is a two-parter. This is a
good one.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is where the Tal Shiar are infiltrated. And it's pretty interesting. This whole thing where one changeling never hurts another. Because at the end of this, and I won't get into all of it, but basically the changelings have infiltrated the Tal Shiar at the highest levels. The Tal Shiar teams up with Obsidian Order to attack the homeworld of the founders. Of course, the homeworld, the founders know all about it because they're in there. They're in the Tal Shiar. But this is the one where Garrick has to torture Odo. And I felt like, damn, man, come on, Garrick. You know, I thought this was a pretty tense little scenario, you know, where they forced Garrick to prove himself by torturing Odo, not letting him goo into his bucket.
Did you see what Captain Kevin said? That's a good point.
Yeah, Garrick. Garrick is a good. Garrick's a good character because you know he's got something to hide, but he's just really like your guy next door.
I don't think. See, I feel opposite of this. A lot of people think that Garrick. This is the episode that shows Garrick has evil intent. And I'm like, I don't think Garrick has evil intent. I see Garrick as a Vegeta. He used to do bad shit, and he's trying to find his own way to redemption. And I think the reason why he shows he doesn't show so much emotion against torturing Odo is because he knows that Odo can take it. Odo's not a human. He's not breathing oxygen. He doesn't have to worry about lungs or any of that other shit. That's why Odo doesn't eat or drink. He doesn't need that. So he could torture Odo. He is keeping them from going into his bucket, but he knows that Odo can take it because Odo's already done it once before.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, he did. He oozed on and Roxana. But I think this is an episode where Garrick had to he'd be so convincing to the Obsidian Order, otherwise they were both going to die.
Now, I don't remember.
That's why Garrick had to do that.
I don't remember the situation with the changeling that had infiltrated the Tal Shiar that was on that ship with them. I don't remember if he knew about the device they had to keep a changeling from shifting. You would
I think he probably did, but he couldn't let on.
Yeah.
But that's why I said I think this is a really good episode that shows Garrick was like I said, on his way to redemption. Because if you think about it, I want to say this started. You're talking about the second half of the two-parter, because the first half was Garrett blowing up his own shop
Right.
to draw them out.
Yep.
And the only way that would have worked was for him to do it and not tell anybody, because then, of course, Starfleet would have Starfleeted it up and fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah.
And Garrick is also always the first one that points out the galaxy is, you are not the center of the universe, Starfleet. Just because you have your moral compass pointed one way does not mean everyone else needs to be pointing in that same direction.
Gene
because they
Roddenberry
were
would-
doing just
Gene
fine
Roddenberry would
before
disagree
you got
with
here.
you.
So what?
Gene Roddenberry would disagree with you.
I don't care. Gene Roddenberry
this-
didn't
this
stay
was a
alive
good-
long enough to correct me.
This is probably kind of like the first step towards things getting really good. Like anytime where there's starship battles, I think is good. You know, and then you get the Tal Shiar and the Obsidian Order looks like they get wiped out. Well, I know the Obsidian Order does. I don't know if the Tal Shiar sent everything it had to this attack, and then they got destroyed by the Jem'Hadar. And the only reason Garrick and Odo survived was because the Defiant. So Garrick does save Odo at the end, so he's looking for a little redemption. You know, because he truly cares about Odo, but he had to do what he had to do, and I think Odo understood that, and I think he even forgave him for it. Because he knows, look, you're doing your job. You know, you're trying to get your foot back in the door with your people. I know what that's like, because deep down, I'd probably like to get back in good with my people.
Right. You had to do what you had to do.
Right. Or we would probably both get killed.
I don't think it had to do anything with getting back in the door with the people. I think it was, in order for us to get out of this situation alive,
Yeah, that's true.
this is what needs to be done.
Yeah. Okay. The next episode I watched was season 3, episode 22, called Explorers. This might have been a little bit of filler. Jake and Cisco build some Kardashian sail ship. And they sail to the Denabulan Nebula or something. And they get caught by the Tachyon Eddies, and it takes them to warp speed. The Eddies took us to warp speed, and we made it all the way to Cardassia.
What are you eating there, Magic?
Gumbo.
No, it's kind of like a deconstructed pot pie with noodles instead of in a pot pie.
Yeah, Karen liked that one, and
I like this one.
yeah,
I don't-
Cisco and Jake. I mean, they have a really good relationship, you know, and it's tough raising a teenager, especially when it's just a single father. Shout out to Cisco for not leaving.
On a space station, you know, with all these.
Shout out to Cisco for
You
not
know what
going,
fucked up? You know
for
what's
coming
fucked up
back
about
home
this
after
one?
getting the milk.
Man.
I'm not even looking at it as everybody sees this as a father-son episode. I'm looking at the science aspect of it, like the whole sail ship and the warp eddies. You know, taking the warp speed. I was more concerned about that,
Yeah.
and then the harshness of, and maybe it was because I had a similar conversation. That girl's way too old for you. If you know, you know. But that was it.
Well, this is where Jake first mentions the matchmaking he wants to do with Cassidy Yates.
This is true.
Aha! All right.
Well, that's where they fucked it up for me.
Yeah. They
How
brought
many
in-
teenagers do you know are out there trying to set their 45-year-old parents up, divorce or not even divorce, widowed parents up?
teenagers would be worrying about themselves.
Right. So yeah, that's where they fucked up this relationship with Jake and Cisco. This is somebody else with less melanin said we need to add this to the show. and they're like, well, in order to get this to air on time, we got to do it. So fuck it.
Karen says he did it to keep his Cisco's mind off of him leaving for college.
Karen, did you see
Cisco
where-
ain't Cisco don't give a shit about that kid and all that. Again, that's an aspect that is not in the way that they portray it on the TV. I don't think Cisco.
Tell us
Is that far
about
into
black culture real quick. Go ahead.
No. Nope. What the fuck was that?
All right. That was a good episode. Next was family.
I like the
business.
sales ship, and I wonder why they haven't touched on that and why we
how
haven't
come we
seen
don't
that.
see more sales ships, right? Like in an episode of TNG, why not just have some sales ships flying by?
There was one.
Oh, okay.
Why don't they have why are those not backups or rescue pods or anything
Right.
like that? If they're able to catch warp eddies, why don't they have those as, emergency, like Titanic, the emergency boats?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, if everything gets destroyed and you got no power,
Right.
you can at least get somewhere on a solar sail. And here's a couple of tricorders and a medical tricorder and a
Hey.
science tricorder
100%.
and a portable navigation unit.
I'm gonna stir things up real quick, and I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Chat, for you too. Is the Prime Directive that important? Like, think about it. Like, if there was no Prime Directive, and if we found planets who couldn't do warp travel yet, but they just seem like good people, couldn't we just say, you know what? You just seem like good people. We're gonna hook you up a replicator. Like, why is the Prime Directive like, is the Prime Directive really that important that if you find a good planet?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
No. The Prime Directive. Oh God. But what if they're good? They're good neighbors. I like them. That's what that sounded like.
That's what I
The
said.
Prime Directive, I think, is aimed more towards Starfleet and Starfleet only because they keep fucking shit up. And Archer's the one that kind of started it. We talked about this. Archer's out there just willy-nilly. Hey, everybody want to come to the barbecue? It's at Sector 001, round blue planet called Earth. Just come on over.
And that worked
That's-
out.
That did not work out, man.
He became the president. It must have worked out.
I believe in the Prime Directive. There was an episode in Voyager where they went back in time.
You're brainwashed.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I gotta close one of these screens because I'm looking at the video from YouTube so I can read the chat, but then I'm trying to look at our screen, but all it has is the podcast branding in the middle instead of the normal screen. Can you change the Ninja window so I don't have to look at both?
Well, I'm about to bring up the PowerPoint.
Okay.
But
All
I
right.
think their Prime Directive is important because there was that episode in Voyager where they went back in time and there was a time ship and the time ship got shot down, and then back, I think it was the 80s or 90s, there was a guy, I can't think of the guy's name.
Oh, it was the guy from That 70s Show.
No.
Oh.
And he found the
Murdoch.
time traveler
Barclay?
ship. No, not Murdoch. He had blonde hair. I can't think of his name.
No,
he
my
was
bad. It's Max Headroom.
No, close. He was in Batman. Anyway, with the Riddler.
Chat will help you.
And anyway, he found the time ship.
Did you say the Diddler?
Yeah, the Diddler.
Oh, you're talking about, okay, because there's two episodes in time travel back to modern
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
There's the one with Sarah Silverman,
Yes, that's it.
and then there's the one with
The one with Sarah Silverman.
Hold on. He's from MacGyver. He was the captain.
The name's Guyver.
No, not Murdoch. It's his friend. Oh my God, Jack something. I know the character's name is Jack. But yeah, anyway, that guy turns out to be the one that started the whole thing with the time shift and going back. But that's all timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Hold on, let me read.
But what we're talking about is
IB.
just straight prime directive. Like Kirk on that planet, that he stopped the volcano from blowing up because they were good people. And they made some good carne asada. And now they worship the Delta.
And he saved them.
IB. That's the answer.
IB says the prime directive is important. Planets would be totally upheaved by new technology or even just knowledge of other worlds. Imagine what would happen if we knew aliens were real. What would happen?
Exactly. We would
What
go
would
to war.
happen? Who
All right,
would
so
go to war?
the entire planet would go to war.
If we knew
If
aliens
you're
were
telling
real,
me right now, if you looked outside your window right now, open the barn door, and you saw a Vulcan ship hovering above the planet, do you know what that means?
I'd be like, Nanu,
Hello.
Nanu.
Hello.
No, what? No, you're thinking about what you think of because you're a Trekkie. Think of everything that society is based on or built on before you even came into existence. It means that religion was wrong. All religions were wrong. And that was the number one thing that led countries and societies to war was religion. That means Catholics are wrong, Hindus are wrong, Christians are wrong. Every religion that says our God is the only God there is wrong because there's no mention of an alien species of intelligence on Earth in any of the writings of the religions that the planet has come to know as true.
Or is God the alien?
So why does God need a starship? You know.
Right. That wasn't God.
Well,
I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. If an alien ship landed on the planet or came
Yeah,
into
right.
orbit,
Maybe they were trying to check up on us. See, hey,
you're gonna go and I think IB is kind of saying
all right,
First Contact
I'm
is
gonna
spot
watch
on.
this episode. First Contact is the name of an episode. I'm gonna watch it because I can't think of it right now. The proto.
IB, which episode First Contact are you referring to?
No, it's called First Contact. It's a TNG episode.
Oh.
or what season?
So
Yeah, it
Oh.
doesn't matter.
Oh, so they read. Okay, I know this one. This is the one where Riker's basically unconscious. He's found during a riot. They pick him up. They think he's one of them. They start examining him, and they're like, well, his heart's not exactly in the right place, but that could be a medical defect. We've seen things like that. And then things start falling off. His ears or whatever, his markings start falling off, and they're like, he's not of our race at all. And the doctor is like, hey, I'm the one that found him. She gets teleported up, and they're like, look, you have the option. I can either, if I go back, there's no guarantee that I'm not going to tell everybody about you. So your only recourse is to take me with you, because our planet cannot deal with knowing
Vaguely.
that we're not alone in the universe. And that's exactly what would happen. Our world would destroy itself because every nation would go to war. Or what'll happen is every nation will be like, okay, religious is done. All right, well, now are we going to be the stalwart defenders, or are we going to attack? Or are we going to be like hey, welcome to Earth? Are we going to be like the movie Contact? Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Take us with you. Tell us about your. Or are we going to be like fuck you? You just came here. You didn't send a message. Say hello. We think you're trying to attack us, and we're going to throw everything we have at you to stop you, without knowing what you're here for.
So you're saying you agree with the Prime Directive?
No, I think the Prime Directive is the Prime Directive needs to be
Flexible.
Yes.
redone. It's already flexible.
Well,
Everybody breaks the Prime Directive,
right.
and yet they're all still captains and made it to
based
admiral.
on convenience.
Yeah, and Prime Directive is purely a matter of convenience. Kirk has broken out dozens of times. Picard's done it dozens of times.
Yeah.
All of them have done it. It's a matter of convenience.
Right.
And if you watch the episode in Strange New Worlds, they go over that when Una's on trial. Una's chick, which, man, ironically enough, she reminded me of Pam for some reason.
Pam from Martin?
No.
Pam.
Pam
Oh,
Doll.
Pam from Pizza Hut.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't
she
know
reminded
Pam.
me of Pam. But, man, that is hot as hell in here. Hold on, I got to turn the AC on.
IB says the Malkorians are the supreme life form alone in the universe. The Malkorians. Are they more powerful than the Q? No,
Or
I'm
the
still
Paul
good.
Wraith?
I still got a half can. You're done with that one? Holy cow, this guy.
Oh, damn. It's 87 degrees
All right,
in
well,
here.
I don't know. I was just thinking that maybe we need to loosen up the Prime Directive a little.
I think it. I think it needs to be an encouragement, but
Yeah.
not a hard fast rule.
Like, you got to use your judgment, right?
Right.
Is-
And I think
is-
every time you come across that, obviously you gotta have trials. That's why we need to have Star Trek JAG edition. Dun dun.
What'd you
Oh,
drop?
Star
What'd
Trek
you
Law
drop?
and Order.
There's the wrong way, the right way, and the Jane way.
And the Janeways just blow up the ship.
The Janeway is to sacrifice the ship. You know what? That brings me to a good point because I wanted to talk. Okay, so the next episode of DS9 was Family Business. This is a Quark episode where his mom gets in trouble for making profit and not wearing, for wearing clothes. Because in Ferengi culture, women are not supposed to wear clothes.
You were hoping to see a naked Ferengi, weren't you?
No.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the first episode where Cisco meets Cassidy Yates, so I thought that was the important part of the episode. The next episode is called Shakar, where Kira has to convince her old resistance leader to give up some farming equipment. That was kind of, I don't know, this might have been kind of a filler. Kira runs around with the resistance for a while, and then eventually they all give up because they don't want to kill other Bajorans. The next episode, 325, was Facets. Jadzia and friends partake in the ritual of letting former hosts possess a living body. So this is where all of the former Dax hosts get to take like Kira's body and Cisco's body. I guess the one evil one took Cisco's body.
Yeah, Cisco volunteered for it.
Yeah. That might have been kind of a filler.
I hate that goddamn Moogie. Sorry, Karen. Yeah.
Yeah. Dax, I think Dax is starting to become more of the spotlight. The next episode was called The Adversary. And this is the last episode of season 3. This is when Cisco gets promoted, and that's the only note I wrote on the episode. So I don't know if what else even happened in the episode.
This is the beginning of they realize that the changelings have not just infiltrated the Tal Shahir. They've infiltrated Starfleet.
Yep. And then they start doing drills where they try to catch
Right.
Odo in a certain amount of time. Then we get into season 4, The Way of the Warrior, the arrival of Worf. And there's a lot of Klingon kind of honorary culture talked about here, which it's all
Yeah,
good stuff.
this was like blah blah.
It's good stuff. Jadzia, you can already see a connection starting to happen with Jadzia and Worf, like right off the bat, because she's
You
impressed.
knew that was gonna happen though. All the Klingon shit she was into,
Yeah.
all the way up until now, you knew that was gonna happen.
Kapla.
Blah that ass. You know you want this K. Blah.
Kapla that
he
ass.
did.
That should be a new phrase. Kapla that ass.
You pass that one along to JVG and you let us know how it works out.
Try that out. Try that out when you get home.
Yeah.
Hey, let's comply.
Kapla.
We all
So-
know Klingons have a double D.
Yeah, this was kind of like a filler. I wasn't too thrilled with it. Wait, how far did you make it up past this?
I mean, I got through episodes 1 and 2, but here's the question I wanted to ask. There's a scene when they're chasing down the Klingons, right? Because the Klingons are heading to Cardassia Prime, and so they're taking the Defiant to go after the Klingons because they want to try to stop them. But then they come across a debris field of a bunch of Cardassian ships. And Julian says, we need to stop and look for survivors.
What are you eating? I'm hungry.
I need a...
No more drinking. You need to switch to water.
I went the wrong pipe there.
Whatever.
Julian says, we need to stop and look for survivors. When they come across this debris field of a bunch of Cardassian ships that are just destroyed by the Klingons. And Cisco says, we don't have time. What would Janeway have done?
Blowing up the ship.
Yeah, kill them. Kill them all.
So they had to go meet Dukat, right? They had to find Dukat at a rendezvous point so that they could save the Cardassian High Council. But Julian wanted to stop and search for survivors. And it got me thinking, what would Janeway have done? She would have stopped to search for survivors.
Of course, because Janeway is all about that. She don't give a fuck about other shit like that.
She doesn't think about the big picture.
Nope.
Like, she doesn't think that if you don't save the Cardassian High Council, then you are in for a long-term war. IB is talking about reading.
Yo, unless they have it on audiobook, it ain't gonna happen, IB.
Magic's just flat out said, I ain't reading. I am not picking up a tree with printed letters on it.
Now, my question is this. Do you think that is because Janeway is a female?
I think the way
Do you
they
think
wrote...
Riker would have done this?
No.
Do you think Riker would have stopped?
Riker would have not have done it. They would have
What about
been...
Picard?
Nope. He would have been on mission.
What about Archer?
Archer... Ooh. Archer,
I don't think so.
Archer might have done it. Archer had some Janeway tendencies.
Okay. What about Pike?
Pike would have done it. He's very feminine. Not that it's a feminine thing, but Pike would have done it.
I don't think Pike would have done it. And I know for a fact that Archer wouldn't do it because he was in
But
the
you know
same
what?
way, but he had to go check
Number
the...
one would not have done it. Una Chen Riley would not have done it. She would have stayed on mission. I'm not so
Exactly.
sure about Pike.
Well, I know
have my
Archer
doubts.
would have not done it because he similar situation with the sphere, racing back to Earth. So kind of same thing. Pike,
but-
I don't think Pike would have done it. I think number one would have said, "Yo, motherfucker, bigger picture here. We're out here by ourselves against an entire galaxy that has allies that go on eons beyond our scope of resources, and we're on a space station. They're on planets." And I think he would have been like, number one, you're right. Leave a beacon. Or you know what? Leave a shuttle and have the shuttle come meet us after us.
Leave an EMH. If Voyager had an EMH, how come nobody else had an EMH?
Why would Pike have an EMH?
Oh, no. I was talking about the situation with the Cardassians.
Probably new.
I don't think Voyager was out yet then. I don't think Voyager, Voyager wasn't out then.
I think Voyager was the latest and greatest, wasn't it?
No. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, it was the last of the three in that kind of like golden era. Is that what they call it? The golden era,
Yeah,
TNG,
yeah.
DS9, Voyager.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Here's my thought. We're
But you still didn't answer the question, though. You know
Oh
that,
wait,
right?
what was the question?
Do you think she would have done that? Do you think Janeway would have stopped
Yes.
because she's purely a woman?
Oh, not because she's a woman, but it's just the way they made her. Because, like I said, Una Chin Riley wouldn't have stopped, and she's a woman. Janeway was just too thinking
much
she could save
feminine?
everybody. Janeway's attitude would have been, you know what, we can save the survivors, and we can still save Dukat.
Somehow make it so.
But you know what? They barely got to Dukat in time. When they arrived at Dukat's rendezvous point, they were under attack by the Klingons. The Defiant had to step in and I think they were having to fire at Klingon vessels to save Dukat and the High Council. Because Dukat's ship had already lost shields, and it was on, barely had life support.
Was it a nuclear vessel?
Check off.
Weffel. Karen's asking, Dr. Zimmerman comes to the station to interview Bashir, but ends up making the EMH look like himself. Well, Bashir was going to be the LMH, right? The local. I don't know. They had a different purpose for Bashir, to be more of a hospital doctor and not an emergency doctor.
I think it was a more permanent basis.
Yeah. Like Bashir was just going to be the doctor that was there when you went in for your annual. EMH, Zimmerman's guy, well, the EMH on Voyager was the emergency program.
I would
Right.
think the EMH can do anything and everything.
Yeah, he evolved.
I mean,
He was self-learning.
even before that, with all the knowledge of, you know,
I mean, he had the knowledge of everything in the database. So it didn't really matter too much. All right. Now that we've wrapped up my homework.
I got something to point out. Earlier in the week, Grumman Tommy, he sent out a video from TikTok to Magic and myself. And why is Star Trek Next Generation so high def?
Wait. Don't get into that yet.
Okay.
I got that in my PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We're gonna talk about it.
I think that is so dead nuts.
We're gonna talk about it. But let's do a recap. Let's get into our feelings about Strange New Worlds, Season 3, Episode 7, What is Starfleet? Who's got feelings?
I wish they didn't turn Ortega's brother into such the D-bag writer that it's a role reversal or a gender reversal of the episode of Enterprise where who's the black navigator? His ex comes on.
Travis
and he
Mayweather.
tried to- huh?
Travis Mayweather.
Yes. And
Okay.
she's a reporter, and then she turns out to be, oh, I'm here to do this instead, and the
But she
traitor.
she was
It's like
fine,
literally
though.
the same thing.
Oh,
but
right. Yeah, I remember that.
luckily, Ortega's brother does not turn out to be a traitor or anything like that, but he did come in there hot and angry. I think this definitely showcases how so many of the characters drank the Kool-Aid. Because if you really think about it, you could almost, on a lot of these things, you could take the dialogue from Starship Troopers and insert it to a lot of the snippets of the video of the documentary. Like, I'm doing my part to save the Federation by squashing bugs. Do you want to learn more? It's very much how it very much showcases how early on Starfleet officers drank the Kool-Aid, and you could see the ones that were trying to resist it or seeing the cracks in it start to come out.
Captain Kev's got feelings. Said it was a bad
Well, he says this is
episode
a
for
bad
him.
episode. Beto's character and documentary would have made more sense at his first introduction, but now after like 8 months with the crew, why is he being so deceptive?
I agree with that. Like he'd been faking. Like
Yeah.
was he just faking it the whole time?
I think he was trying to get it inside I think he was trying to get the inside scoop through Uhura. And I think he would have tried to lay the D if that would have secured him the inside info.
He might have laid it.
I think he possibly did. There was a hint of it because how she was doing her comm badge or one of her buttons at the very beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Where was Scotty and Pelia? They didn't have any footage.
Had a week off.
Mm-hmm. Their contract only covers 5 episodes of season 3.
Oh man, I'm wondering why this slide is not
So
working.
when his documentary starts, let's ask this question. One of the first things he asks is, what is the difference between the Starfleet and the Federation and an empire? They both colonize, they both, he gave a couple bullet points. It sounds like our chat may not have been too happy with the episode. Kevin definitely's got some feelings about this episode. And I'm pretty much in
The
agreement
whole
with
poor
Kevin.
quality of the shots is just bad. How could that be with like 50K resolution?
Yeah, because them shots kept getting staticky. I mean, in 24 or 2300 or whatever this is, you would think the drone cameras would be a little better than the ones we have now, because my drone would get better shots than that.
Yeah, but not after your drone went and survived the first EMH blast or EMP blast from a panel exploding next to it.
What?
It survived being attacked by the creature twice.
Yeah, what?
Panels and shit exploding on it, and it still kept running.
It survived one EMH blast. EMP.
Backup.
EMH.
Backup.
Yeah. Emergency medical hologram. Tried to turn off my drone.
I'm just saying.
All right. So
I don't know
the
what you were filming.
Wait, the question is, what's the difference between Starfleet and an empire?
It was pretty good.
Empire's
as I was
colonized.
watching, I had to watch it a couple times
Oh, did you?
because I was distracted from what is the storyline and what is the documentary, and I had to go back and I was like, okay, I see what's going on. It's like The
You
Office
fell
kind of.
asleep.
Well, at first, like the first 10 minutes of his documentary, is showing everybody in like warrior mode.
Yeah.
Basically trying to say Starfleet's a bunch of warriors, soldiers.
And at the end, it's like a mixture of both. You know, you need both to get the mission done.
You got
Get the
Fast and Furious.
tasks
You gotta
done.
have family.
Yeah.
Well, what's weird is how did
Exactly.
they not see this coming? Like with some of the questions he was asking, or even like when, because it sounds like Starfleet had to approve this documentary. Or was it somebody in like the Federation that had to approve it? And maybe Starfleet had no say. Karen says Blair Witch did it better. Don't
So,
even talk,
Kev.
the Blair Witch
Project?
that movie. I remember watching that movie in the theater and going home and turning on all the lights.
That was The Exorcist with me.
That movie scared the shit out of me. The Blair Witch Project. Oh my God.
So, Kev, I don't think so. With that was the nicest way Uhura could say, you could tell me not to, but you can't stop me from doing this, because she would have just used her mind on its own to communicate with the alien. So there's nothing about that. And as we see, they're more of a family, so they get to talk back to Dad.
This goes
most of the
back,
time.
This goes back to my problem with this new generation of Star Trek, probably the Alex Kurtzman era, in this writing where there's no sense of authority, right? Like there's no chain of command. Like in the old days, TNG, even TOS, no one would have talked back to Riker. No one would have talked back to Picard or Kirk. You know,
That's
they
because
would-
you're looking at this timeline backwards.
But now they all seem to be able to talk back to
Look at
Pike.
it backwards.
what?
So everyone that you just mentioned takes place in the future. They had to deal with all these little talkbacks to build up to the look, motherfuckers. We're implementing military standards
Well,
here.
who talked back to
No
Archer?
talking back.
Archer would have smacked you in your face.
No, the fuck he wouldn't.
Who talked back to Archer? Trip
Trip.
talked back to Archer and he got put in his place.
What? Once? Once.
However many times he talked back to Archer, he got put in his place.
Once. Trip talked back to Archer all the goddamn time.
No, he didn't.
I
Dude,
don't
you-
remember any
look,
specifics.
I'm not going to argue with
I
you
just watched
because
that.
you're
It wasn't
on
only-
camera.
It wasn't only
saying that.
Trip, it was others too, you know. And
You were on camera saying that people talk back to Archer and don't respect his authorities. So there you go. But you had to go through all these phases of people talking back to get to Picard and Riker and everyone else in the future.
Listen,
So you have to, hey, you gotta accept it. You're not gonna have a stringent military protocol in the past because it just wasn't there. Now it's there. Janeway, you don't see it. Picard, you don't see it. Riker, you don't see it. But as the Cerritos, even you don't really even see it on the Cerritos. But you got to allow it to happen in these older prequel shows to see the evolution. It's literally a reverse time arc like on Doctor Who. Was a lot similar to the Tingy episode, Ted Man. Got to wanted to die, eventually found a person to live with, go to with a living ship. I thought the alien creature was the same one from Farpoint.
where are you going?
Was it the same? Was this creature the same as the one on Farpoint Station?
Looks kind of like it. The Tin Man.
IB or Kev? I don't know. One of you want to be the man in the chair, and yeah, but I wonder if they evolve, like if they go through like a metamorphosis, kind of like a caterpillar.
That's what it seemed like to me. Caterpillar, Mothra stuff.
Well, Kev says they were jellyfish ones
All right.
on the.
One other thing I wanted to bring up is there were two species at war, right? It was I wrote them down, the Lutani and the Khazar. And it says the Lutani have suffered 9 million casualties from the war. The Khazar have only suffered 119,000. What? That ain't no war. That's not a war. If one side has lost 9 million and the other side's only lost 100,000, it's not a war. It's a slaughter. One side is slaughtering the other side with such, overbearing power. It's not even a war. How can this be called a war? And what are they thinking that Mothra is going to do? Mothra is going to come in there and change things?
Which one had Mothra to begin with? The one that lost 9 million?
Yeah, the Lutani, who've lost 9 million people in the war, want Mothra to come help them.
I think they were hoping Mothra could do some damage like they did to that ship.
He ain't done no damage yet.
It's a psychic blast.
It's kind of weird. That's a weird statistic that they showed up on the screen.
It is very weird.
I haven't even opened all mine yet.
But you know what stat I did like that they showed on the screen?
What?
Was the Enterprise specs.
Oh, yeah.
And I was waiting to see how long it would take for somebody to do a screen grab. And a bunch of people have already done it.
Emotional damage.
Kev says it's genocide. Karen says I saw it as setting up Spock for the Horta.
The whore who?
Exactly. Damn, that's a big can. What is this? This is a 22? Oh, it's a 24. 24. That's two
You're trying
cans.
to get too fucked up.
I thought it was 40.
So I'm on my fourth can now?
I would have thought that was 40. I guess I'm. Oh, well.
Okay.
Ah, the rock creature.
Okay, and so Uhura figures out that Ortega's brother is trying to do a hit piece, and she says, you know what? I know what's going on. You're mad at the Federation for taking your sister away from you. And he starts crying and says, you're right. And then he sings. You want me to sing real quick?
Yeah,
We'll get copyrighted.
that's all right.
All right, here we go.
Let's not.
All right, my bad. No copyright. And yeah, so the Mothra communicates. Who does the Mothra communicate with? Uhura?
Yes.
Kevin just said. Uhura
Yeah.
said. Yes. Why didn't Uhura tell Pike?
Why didn't Spock tell Pike right away? Neither one of them said
Right.
shit right at first.
Are you guys getting the sense that Pike is not really commanding a lot of authority here?
Or he delegates democratically? I don't know.
He's giving off early Team Murdoch vibes at Pizza Hut.
You know what? I saw this. Somebody had mentioned this on a short I was watching.
He's giving off early Team Bird and full on manager role.
And what is that, Magic?
I ain't taking credit for this comment because I saw it on a YouTube short, but somebody said Pike does not have leadership qualities. Like if you watch every episode, when they get into a predicament, he says, who can give me a suggestion? Suggestions, everybody. What should we do? But then the one episode where number one is in charge, because I think Pike is on an away mission, Uhura comes up with all this ideas. And, she immediately says, here's what we should do. So it's like, does Pike have any ideas? Like, what is he doing there? Is he just got nice hair?
I think his leadership skills are leadership techniques are different
He's got beautiful
because they
hair.
covered that. They covered that with Kirk as well. Like, well, he doesn't lead like Kirk does. They're like, you got to let him get his footing. I think Pike. I think this is why I was not being offensive, or it wasn't really a joke. So, since it was dead ass serious, Pike gives off early Team Murdoch full manager vibes.
Disrespect.
We were friends. You were my boss. But you're everyone's bosses, but there were certain things you could get away with. But
So if Crewman Tommy gave Crewman Magics a chore to do, he would trust you on when you guys were working on
Well,
pizza.
I would trust him to accomplish it however he saw fit.
exactly, and sometimes
but you
there
knew
were
he
problems.
would get the mission done.
He might give that task to Damien. I don't know how he was going to get it.
It got done.
It got
It wasn't.
done. That's
We're not a
the,
micromanager unless it was something that
Yes.
needed to be micromanaged.
Yes.
I hate micromanaging. God.
It was also hey, we got this problem. Who's got suggestions on how we can fix it? And that sometimes you would take, hey, well, we could try doing this. We could try switching this driver with this waitress, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you were like, no, you're on the cut for the rest of the night. You're on dispatch for the rest of the night. You're doing, what do we call them? Silverware, whatever. You're doing this the rest of the night. And then you two are in the dishes. You're doing dough and dishes the rest of the night until we get this done. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to work out. No questions asked. Get her done. That's it.
Oh, I need
And that's
to raise,
exactly what
I gotta
happened.
raise the camera a little so everybody can see the Titan here.
Yeah, you need to do that.
You can't see the
Really
whole,
high.
you can't see the whole Titan.
Whatever.
All right.
So that's why I said Pike gives off that vibe. Like I said, he has Sunday dinners with his crew. Is very loose.
Like I used
And I think when Pike sees, hey, I need some other options. I got my 3 options. I want to see what the rest of the crew has. Aurora's been kicking around success. She's been doing all right. Aurora's got some good things. You know what? Let's see what Laon's got. And this random guy that's over here on whatever station, let's just put him in here and make him feel like he's special. I ain't gonna ask him shit though. And that's how he does it.
Let's get
I
into
mean-
let's get into the deck. And in business world,
What did you say? Deck.
the deck. That's what we call the PowerPoint in the business community. This is episode 28, by the way. We've been doing this since February of 2025. We're one of the newer Trek podcasts, by the way. If you didn't know that, we're a new podcast. So if you're seeing us for the first time,
Karen says we see tight in those shorts.
Gosh. Uh,
Karen is
Nothing is sacred anymore.
Karen is just she's probably already reported us to YouTube.
I don't know. I'm embarrassed.
Parental thing with the thighs.
But what thighs they are.
Oh my.
And IB says the second group is the butterfly collectors. Remember in the Wrath of Khan, Kirk was called an overgrown Boy Scout. David Marcus was calling Kirk a warmonger. My dad's a warmonger.
I mean, that's just first of all, that's baby mama drama. Because he wouldn't have that. He would not have that aspect of his dad if he knew his dad. So the only thing he has to go off of is reports from the Starfleet that are not classified and whatever his mom has told him. And his
100%.
mom, mind you, by the way, is friends with Nurse Chapel.
Ooh. Oh, let's bring up some news here. There is a rumored thing that Star Trek writers are trying to push. It's called Star Trek Year One, which is
let's just copy DC.
currently in the midst of its third season. Strange New World showrunners have teased a possible spin-off. Once the series wraps, the proposed show, which has been dubbed Star Trek Year One, would follow the crew of the USS Enterprise in the early days of Captain James T. Kirk. Ethan Peck, who is also the new Spock, says it would be wonderful. I would get money.
Oh yeah, he's in. He's in. All of them. Ethan, Uhura, Scotty. The other ones, not so much.
Captain Kev is thumbs downing that idea. I think we just gotta reboot the reboot. Are we looking?
No.
We looking at Strange New Worlds like a reboot right now,
No, God.
or are we still thinking it's a prequel?
This is a multiverse show.
Right. So it's it's a different universe.
Correct. It is a retelling from a different universe. Stop rebooting shit and let's move on.
I know. I'm tired of the prequels. Is that? Oh, Karen wants another prequel. Well, I would like to. I know we've had a lot of prequels. We've had Discovery, Strange New Worlds. Can we do something after Picard? Maybe.
I would love to see that.
Do a prequel. I don't want the Enterprise in there at all, other than, hey, we got a ship that's in space dock that they're constructing. That's the kind of prequel I want. I
Like
don't want.
Yeah, like a prequel of like the USS Harry Potter or some other ship that we've never heard of.
No, I'm talking about. I want a prequel between the NX class and Enterprise.
Okay.
And you know what? That's it. That short little thing, and it's going to be a 3-season show. That's one option because you're filling in a gap. Or I want a prequel of this is how World War III started. This is how Starfleet came about. We have first contact somewhere in the middle of the 3-season arc, and that's it. Then, hey, the NX-01, there's a Jonathan Archer. His dad made an engine. It could go Warp 5. That's the kind of prequel we need. We need to see how basic technology got to where it's at. That's it. Other than that, stop doing fucking prequels with Kirk and Spock. I know we all love them. We now have 3 series with them in some way, shape, or form. Let's move on past Picard. Let's do a Star Trek Legacies.
Yeah. We need legacy.
I want to see 7. And you know what? I want to see 7 in the captain's chair just so I can find out what her phrase is.
Ooh, yeah.
Step on it. No.
Punch it, assimilate it,
Push the button to make us go to warp speed.
Simulate it.
make
now.
it go fast.
Make it go fast.
That's what it was in Prodigy, I think. The guy was like, yeah, make it go fast.
We gotta have Shat news. This is our Shat update. This old mother. I was gonna say the F word.
That old motherfucker needs to just stop.
94 years old, still talking about Goyles.
A shat.
Damn.
I don't care what universe you're in, you ain't safe.
William Shatner's 94. This dude, I bet this dude lives to be like 110. The Shat.
And
He's got as much
sorry,
gray hair as I do.
I'm not gonna care. Sorry, Shat.
All right, I hear you. Oh, you know what?
Oh man.
Let's give a shout out to Margaret Josephine Rummel Marquin, aka Joe. Joe spent many hours This is an obituary. Joe passed away last week. Joe spent many hours driving
Trimble?
Abby, I don't know who Abby is, back and forth to swim meets across Northern California, and passed on her love of science fiction to Chris by watching endless hours of Star Trek with him. Joe, salute, shout out. I have Google alerts with the phrase just Star Trek, the word Star Trek. I get so many obituaries of people, passing away that have Star Trek in their obituaries. I could do a whole show of just obituaries. It would probably last 2 hours of people who are passing away, elderly people who have Star Trek in their obituaries.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
this Joe?
I just wanted to give a shout out to Joe.
Is this Joe Trimble?
No, this is just Joe. She ain't famous. She's just a normie.
Because Joe Trimble.
No, Rummel.
Oh, okay.
Cutwater is talking.
No, there's
Are you having a stroke? Because
you guys have any idea who Joe Trimble is?
No, but we're not talking about Joe Trimble.
But Joe Trimble, if it wasn't for her, we probably wouldn't have Star Trek as it is today.
All right. Well, let's
After Star Trek was canceled in the 60s, she started a thing where to get signatures to bring Star Trek back, and her husband got it back. Where are you going? You gotta go poo. He's going poo.
Keep talking.
So there you have it, and there you are, folks.
No, you gotta keep talking.
All right, we're talking. Magic, so you gotta talk.
No, he said you got to keep talking.
Oh,
He doesn't want people to hear what's coming from that from your side, so you got to keep talking. Otherwise, it's just a quiet mic, and people are going to hear the dribble and drips and drop.
Chat, what do you think? Do you guys know who Joe Trimble is?
Dude,
Now we're in for some silent moments.
I still don't know who Joe Trimble is. I'm okay with that.
After the, there you go. Karen heard of Joe. After the Star Trek, the original series was canceled, Joe and her husband.
Are you talking about Joe Trimble? Oh, no, that's
I
not
guess
it.
whatever you. No, never heard
Joe,
of him.
how's his name? Joe Trimble.
I think it's BJO.
Oh, Big Joe Trimble.
Yeah.
Uh,
Her and her husband started a signature thing because the internet wasn't around to try to revive Star Trek, and they got it.
Correction. They got the third series to run for third. They got a third season to run.
But they were pretty big in it. It almost died. And it went for them.
Yeah, it was canceled after season
yes.
2. They got season 3 to run.
Oh, you missed it. You missed it.
What I miss?
No, Tommy, Crewman Tommy.
Okay.
That.
We're gonna content farm. You know what that means? We're just gonna react.
Farming?
We're gonna react to other people's videos.
These are farming? Farms?
You know what's not there?
Oh my God, give him
Only
some
people
water.
that watch Star Trek understand this. Why is it that like Star Trek: The Next Generation, the quality of the film looks like way better than Voyager, Deep Space Nine? Like, why does it look so crisp and HD, and Voyager doesn't? Like, what is that?
So true. Why is that?
On Paramount Plus, Deep Space Nine looks terrible.
It's like I'm thinking, my
It looks
God,
like I'm watching
falling
it on-
asleep.
It looks like I'm watching Deep Space Nine on VHS.
VHS, yes. Magic, what do you think?
Different level of cameras that were used.
No. Captain Kev just said they invested millions of dollars to upscale TNG and get it looking HD. But they didn't do that for DS9 and Voyager.
Enterprise looked good.
Well, Enterprise is different. Oh, okay. Captain Kev says they're working on DS9. Karen says DS9 is supposed to look dark, and it does look dark for sure.
Dark and grainy.
Looks grainy.
I've seen some people that are posted videos with either top and bottom comparisons where the upscaling's done and when it's not. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting. I mean, I really don't care at this point in time.
Yeah.
Because after this rewatch of the Golden Age, that's gonna probably be the last time I rewatch the Golden Age.
Oh, here we go. All right. Next.
So after I watch this DS9, I'm not gonna go back and watch it again for a very long time.
Let me answer Captain Kev's question real quick about Content Farm. That's just basically where you go around and you make reactions to other people's videos. There's some big time content farmers out there. We're small time, but it's interesting because there are some good videos out there that people make, and I think they bring up some good points that we should talk about. But yeah, Enterprise definitely had a higher quality. You can tell on Paramount Enterprise because they started doing HD in the early 2000s is when they started doing HD.
Yeah, and upgraded camera equipment.
All right, here we go.
Next.
So let me see if I understand you correctly, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. You run into Captain James T. Kirk, arguably Starfleet's most legendary Starfleet captain, right? The only person who qualifies a Klingon to hold the position of Darhar Master. Oh yeah, and by the way, a person who helped you on your mission. You're going to take that person and leave him on an uninhabited planet buried under a few pieces of rubble.
That was kind of messed up. And I've thought about this a lot.
I thought about that one too.
And we might have talked about it. Like, why didn't Picard just let the damn thing hit them again? Right? Because then they would have all been alive. Like, if they would have let the, what was the Nexus? If they would have let the Nexus, if Picard would have just said, you know what? We failed. Kirk got injured severely or killed. Let's just let the Nexus hit us. We'll all just be brought back to life in the Nexus, and then we could try again.
Because the Nexus would have passed. The planet would have been destroyed. You just would have been in the Nexus.
Next place,
but they can leave the Nexus at any point. They can leave the Nexus at the same point.
To go where?
Back to this point in time.
The point in time in reality is gone.
Or to find the next intersecting point.
Yeah, but
so when she was saying you can leave the Nexus at any point, I think she was referring to you can leave this central hub where you can bounce around to any point in time in your life, and you can live out your life from that moment inside of the Nexus. But you don't get to leave the Nexus and go to a planet, which is why they couldn't let it destroy the planet.
But
because this planet is gone.
That's how they got to that planet, is they left the Nexus.
And where is the Nexus now?
It's over because the movie was over.
Yeah, but if it's a wave that never stops, then where's it at?
That's a good point. Like, why wouldn't people just be looking for the Nexus to go live out their dreams?
Where in the Nexus?
Everybody.
Or did they just rename the Nexus to the Matrix?
Let me see if I understand you correctly, Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
The Nexus is a moving entity.
I'd be looking for that bitch too.
Yeah. All right. Kenny Boy. Oh, by the way, I'm putting their TikToks up there so you guys can find their content. These are, you know what's cool about these guys is they're Trekkies. These are Trekkies that are talking about Star Trek things. They post a lot of videos.
We're not going to get copyrighted or anything.
No.
What did Scotty just say in Strange New Worlds? Scottish Culture Explained. Your bum's out the window. So in Strange New Worlds, Scotty is being played by an actual Scottish person for the first time ever. And because of that, we're getting some actual proper Scottish phrases. In a recent episode, Scotty turns to Kirk and said, your bum's out the window. And Scottish viewers went, haha, and everyone else went, I'm sorry, what? This is a relatively common phrase in Scotland. It's also often said as your bum's out the windy or your arse is out the windy. It's got a few meanings depending on context. It can mean you're in a very vulnerable position.
Does anybody care about that we're using proper Scottish?
Bloody hell, no.
Your bum's out the window.
I love it.
I think it is. I think it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if it goes over Americans' heads?
That's all right. They got to figure it out.
America is Starfleet.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Look it up,
Karen loves it.
Yeah.
All right. Your bum,
See?
your arse is out the windy. Oh, they did make a comment about how they, because of this character, this Scottish character, they had them like drinking real, what was it, Heineken or something?
Guinness.
Guinness. But they were complaining about the head of the Guinness. They said
too much.
They said Scotty should have said something about the head on that Guinness. It was too much.
Heineken's Dutch. No. And I don't know why.
Okay.
All right, next one.
What did Scotty just say in Strange New Worlds?
Hold on.
Scottish culture explains. Your bum's out the window.
I got a problem.
Your bump's out the window.
Okay, Darren is a Trekkie. This guy comes up on my feed all the time. And I actually sent him a message saying I was going to play his TikTok tonight. So here we go.
That's great. They're all over the world, not just the United States. They're all over.
How does ownership of property work in the 24th century in the Star Trek universe? In the Federation, there is no money. Your basic needs are provided based upon the technology and or just the laws of the Federation. So how does somebody own a house or anything really? People would own vehicles of some sort, I believe. So how do they go about owning it?
I will say Darren's struggling a little bit on his walk to catch his breath there, but
this is what I'm talking about. This is the prequel bit. How do we get to no money?
I don't think
How do
we
you?
do.
Does everyone get a shuttlecraft of their own?
I think is the kind of the flaw in Star Trek, thinking that there's going to be this no money Earth.
I mean, Talia says it in that one the episode from before where they use the phone.
Right.
So like, yeah, I'm holding on to this stuff just in case this whole socialist, no money needed, it turns out to be a fad.
Well, here's
and
the
again,
thing.
that's just on. This is just within the Federation. Nobody else does this shit.
Right.
Klingons use money. Ferengi use money.
Even on Deep Space Nine, Quark charges money. So how does Bashir and how does Cisco, when they go to Quark's, how are they paying for their drinks?
Credits. They're using Federation credits, which translates to money.
Captain Kev, that part is very complicated and not known on how that would work out, because you can't just want to live anywhere. Is likely if you're in a nice spot, other people will want to live in that spot as well. Exactly. Like
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think there's gotta be some form of currency. Maybe it's not money, but there's gotta be currency.
And do cars still exist?
Otherwise, what if I just said I want to own Australia?
I don't think you could do that. Other people live there. But do cars still exist?
Who's Dukar?
The cars.
No, cars.
Automobiles.
Vehicles. Or is everyone just like, if you live away from a major center where there's no transportation station or shuttlecraft shuttle service, how do you get around?
And right now here on planet Earth, there's PayPal, there's Apple Pay, there's credit, there's whatever, and then cash. What? How much more?
If you guys are talking about
Euro.
credits is money then.
Exactly. And Kev says if it's rank and stature, it's the same thing as money. So a
he's right,
janitor
it's
is going to may
complicated.
have less credits per month than, let's say, captain of industry.
Right. How does Captain Picard own a vineyard, right? If there's no money.
It's from his.
That's called white privilege.
Well, Cisco had
technically,
a restaurant or something.
it is.
And it was
because
handed down
handed
to him in
down
white
through his
privilege.
family name.
Yeah.
Through the Picards for all those centuries.
Right,
So
it's handed down
he
to
literally has a plot of land that is guaranteed to him, whereas everyone else who's born even before him doesn't have that plot of land. That is privilege.
Right.
So how do they see this is where the Archer era
How does ownership
Archer
of
wouldn't even work
property?
because Enterprise already started then. This is the series that we need. It's how we got to the economics of Star Trek. Because how does Picard still have a vineyard after World War III? After First Contact? After we have evolved from those I forgot what he called them. The tactical things or the monetary things. Then why does he get to keep a vineyard? Why was that vineyard not divvied up amongst the people? I'm sure there's other people around there that needed a place to live or a plot of land to put their little shed on, but they couldn't because that's his vineyard.
Captain Keb says there's really no answer. And I agree that it's just TV magic.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not realistic that we get away from like putting value on things and doing away with ownership and things like that. You know, unless the Federation owns everything, and they're just saying, well, since Picard is a high-ranking person, he gets to have his vineyard.
I guess if we had the answer to that, we'd be doing it now.
No, because
what makes Picard more higher ranking than anyone else that's the rank of captain?
Well, then maybe all captains have vineyards.
Maybe he had a good wine.
Or maybe it's because he was captain of the flagship.
Or maybe it was a good wine.
Okay, how did he have that vineyard when he was in academy?
His
brother had the vineyard. His brother never joined. Picard has the vineyard because his brother died. But how did his brother have a vineyard? He was never in Starfleet.
What happens when
you don't have to be in Starfleet to have a vineyard?
Yeah, there's got to be.
So how did his brother keep a vineyard? No one other than Renee in an alternate timeline that went on a mission for NASA. How did they keep that vineyard?
Just a family
Even
thing?
after all the wars that destroyed 33% of the world's population and species, how did Picard's family retain that vineyard?
Damn luck.
They survived.
Luck.
They survived.
I hear you.
Okay,
Luck.
and you have all right. It's one of those things that is only going to be answered when
we need
someone
an answer.
appreciates.
Yes,
we need a show or a movie to answer it.
And there would be a
totally
lot of
answer it.
shows too.
Because that's the only way you're going to fill in that gap.
It could be one 90-minute movie that shows us a little snippet of what happens.
No, you need like a 3-season, 10-episode arc.
3 seasons.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's complicated for the Third World War and stuff after that.
You're talking about just how somebody kept property. That's not to say, how do we get rid of cars? Why are there no dogs and cats around in any of the future episodes?
There's
After
Porthos.
Archer?
Porthos is
After
around.
Archer,
Because they were
After
delicious.
Archer.
Spot.
They were delicious. In a white cream
Again.
sauce with a red wine.
how do they deal with?
You don't want to
how
put
do
them
they
in a
deal
microwave.
with
You want
the
to put them in a
loss
crock
of-
pot.
Yeah, Spot.
Data's
cat, right? Spot.
That's
All right, look-
one cat out of 500 years, 600 years.
Let's play a game.
Come on now.
Play game.
I'm going to show you guys a picture. Picard has a dog, number 1.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's Doberman or something.
Who is this?
Who cares?
Face is familiar.
Aha. Who wants a hint?
I want a hint.
Mayweather.
Oh, is that his reporter chick?
Uh-huh.
Mayweather's ex?
Yep. Well, she actually appeared in 2 different episodes. One, DS9. She was a Dabo girl. Of the episode where
Dabo.
she was a Dabo girl in the coma sequence, the coma episode of Julian, and she was Nora, the love interest of Mayweather. Nicole Forrester was her real name.
That's not the same one that I'm thinking.
Who appeared in Star Trek?
The guy sitting down with the swirlies on the tie, the chick in blue, right behind him, the dude in the leather jacket, and the black dude.
Is that Susan Day in the middle?
Ah, Karen says the redhead lady. And it is the redhead lady, Susie Plaxon. She played 4 characters in different shows.
We should get her on the show.
Yeah, she played a lot. She was Mrs. Q.
What?
I don't
And she
even remember
died.
that.
All of her characters died.
Well, that's why she was only in 1 episode for each series. Karen was right.
No,
The-
she
the
was in
red
Kalar.
lady.
She played Kalar more than once. That's Worf's baby mama.
Yeah. All right. Good one, Susie Plaxon. This is a real picture of the Endeavor crew.
Oh, I know who it is.
Who is
The black chick.
Yeah.
the black chick?
Yes.
Yep.
On Enterprise. Ah.
Dr. Mae Jemison as Lieutenant Palmer on, I think, The Next Generation.
Yeah.
But she's a real astronaut. I don't know if she ever went to space, but she trained for it. Who was in Star Trek? It's a tough one.
I want to say the gal.
The gal? You're not going to say the Rocketeer?
No.
Captain Kev says O'Connor.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Ah.
Billy Campbell is Thaddeus O'Connor.
Oh yeah, that was the dude that gave us Space Pirates vibes.
Yeah, the Rocketeer. All right, next one. Looks like he's talking to Riker.
Or is it Thomas?
Who was in Star Trek?
What's his name? Dr. Fraser? No.
Frasier?
Fraser.
Frasier's right.
Norm!
I think it's Fraser.
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer. I don't know why I had to even think. I was trying to think of any other ones around there, but of course he is. And he's still alive.
Yeah. And we do have some honorable mentions from Cheers, other people from Cheers that weren't in that photo.
Kirstie Alley.
Yep. And then someone had mentioned Lilith in the chat.
Kelsey, I heard, was good friends with Riker.
Morgan Bateson.
I think Kate Mulgrew was in there too.
Yeah, she's right there. She was in.
Voyager, I think.
She might have been in Voyager, like a guest star.
I think
with The Rock.
And Kirstie Alley, she was in one of Star Trek.
All right, I'm going to show you guys a ship, and you tell me what class it is. Not what ship it is. What class?
I will fail this.
Easy peasy.
You're going to fail?
Yep. Watch. History class.
What class?
The Defiant is in the Defiant class.
Destroyer. Defiant?
Magic's got it. It's the Defiant class. All right, let's do one more. You did very well at that, Magic's.
Heavy cruiser.
Constitution.
Magic's got it. Look at him. He's blowing through these.
You know, you do one cut water and then...
I could have told you. We've been telling you this, dude.
All right, what's this one?
Galaxy.
Oh, PVG. Look
Booyah.
at that.
Chat saying, what the fuck is going on?
All right, ready for the last one?
Intrepid.
I didn't even click it yet. You're
No, I just... Voyager. Intrepid. Ah! Pooey.
Here's the real last one.
Oh, Galaxy? No. Magic's?
Old Star
Trek.
Chad,
What do you think?
Old Star Trek.
Chad, come on in.
Old Star Trek.
Biology class.
Chat.
History class.
Oberth class. Captain Kev.
Now it's
Ferengi class.
Chief Scott.
Miranda
class.
Oh, Lola.
Firefly.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. That's what I was by next.
Because this is the Excelsior. All right, that was good though. Fun stuff. Okay, we got a little trivia, and it's kind of focused on hand-to-hand situations.
I need to grab that sound from the animated series. Play that music.
In the original series, who does Spock fight?
Kirk.
Who are you saying?
Correct. C. Kirk.
All right.
You know what? I'm not answering any of these. PBG's answering them. Because he always steals my answers. After I give them.
Well, what if your answer is the right answer, though?
That's why I'm letting PBG have first crack.
Kirk.
All right. Next one. In TNG, Sins of the Father, who fights in a duel to defend Worf's honor before the Klingon High Council? The key is who's defending Worf's honor.
I can't see Picard. See, Duras.
Picard fights Duras.
Picard fight it all?
Karen with the right answer. Picard's tough. In DS9, who kills Chancellor Gowron in single combat?
What's that, Cisco?
Who you going, Magics?
Martok.
Dabo Girl. It was Dabo Girl. Everybody in the chat is saying Worf. Anybody want to change their answer?
Nope.
No.
I'm sticking with my wrong answer. I'm sticking with it.
Season 7, episode 22. Boy, that's almost the wrap. Worf defeats Gowron in combat, ending his rule. Does that mean Worf becomes the Chancellor of the Klingon Empire?
No, I don't know. I need a.
In Voyager's Mortal Coil, who is mortally wounded when Borg drones attack during a supply mission? Seven, Chakotay, or Neelix?
B.
Chakotay. Son of Eagle Bear.
Pooping stick and dark shadow of sun.
Who are you going with? Seven, Chakotay, or Neelix?
Chat?
Nah, PVG, where are you going?
He's
B,
going
Chakotay.
Chakotay.
Oh, okay. I'm going A.
All right. Here we go.
I don't
Karen,
remember.
Karen's going. I don't remember.
Karen.
Come on, Karen. I thought you were a
Care
Trekkie.
Bear, come on.
Thought you were a Trekkie. Neelix.
What?
Neelix is killed fighting alongside Chakotay during a Borg skirmish, but he is revived. Oh, yes. I remember that, IB. Worf could have been the Chancellor.
He didn't remember that.
But he gave it to General Martok. Yeah, because I haven't seen that yet. Kev was going to guess that. And Karen says, too bad it didn't stick. Oh, she must not like Neelix.
I don't either.
I don't think
Why?
a lot of people like Neelix.
Okay. I'm getting a
See,
vibe.
he's
there.
annoying.
In Nemesis, who engages the Riemann Viceroy in hand-to-hand combat aboard the Scimitar? Ooh.
Huh, I know it's not Data.
Why isn't it Data?
Picard.
He would have, yeah, Picard.
Pinkard? Pinkard.
Picard.
Picard.
Chat, I'm giving you 5 seconds because I know you're 3 seconds behind.
Cap Kev? A.
Artifact.
Can I guess?
Sure.
I'm going to guess B. Oh, Captain Kev is going
Kev
B.
says B.
Let's see who's right.
Ah,
I don't remember. You know what? Because I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm thinking.
Oh, did I say Viceroy? I meant Viceroy.
No, what's the one that where Data loses his head, and they got to go down to the planet that sends him, de-ages him?
I guess it would meant more for Riker to kill him because for what he done to Deanna.
What'd he do?
What?
Spanked her.
Pound.
I thought that was on. Oh, maybe they got on two fights. I thought Riker fought him
He was
on
mind,
Enterprise.
Mind
wrapping.
Wrapping, yes.
Like a Christmas present. He
Yes.
was mind wrapping her.
Spanking her.
Okay. Well, I get that.
Oh my.
End transmission.
All right. Thanks for coming out, y'all. God bless. Good night.
I gotta go pee.
What? You're out of here?
No, dude. But you just had the random end transmission like it's the end of the show.
Well, I mean, it's the end of the PowerPoint. There we go.
You should probably change that to a different wording then.
But I
Like,
do. But we
Jack
do.
concluded.
Listen, we do need. We got no
No
sound.
sound. No sound.
Wait, talk magic.
No sound.
No, I see.
Chicken of China, the Chinese chicken.
No sound.
Let me sing.
Testing 1 2 check 8 A B C D.
My singing's working.
Baba Booey.
Oh,
Baba
Karen,
Booey.
Karen and Captain Kev can hear us. IB, check
All right.
your earbuds. I think your battery went dead.
Ah, Dan.
And I get it because we've been talking for a long time.
Long time. Long time.
We
Long,
love
long
you
time.
a long time.
Love you a long time.
But we do need to wrap though, because I did make a commitment to try to cap these episodes at 2 hours so that the algorithm wouldn't punish us. The damn algorithm, man.
Yes, and they've been punishing us lately.
Speaking of punishments,
Oh.
Spank me.
speaking of spanking,
Here we go.
why do we never see the dark side of these outside, of like DS9? You know there's got to be an Asian massage parlor on DS9.
Wait, Kevin has brought up this whole
Thank you.
double D thing with the Klingons.
What?
What is that? What is that?
Dude,
What's going on with
dude,
the
you're
double
like
D?
2 hours behind. Focus on the current question.
There's
Why do
nothing
we not
there with
see
Double D.
any of the... See, and now it's getting up to leave. I'll wait. I will wait till you return. My question is this, PVG, I'll give you a heads up.
Okay.
Why do we not see the illicit side of DS9. Like I said, like the Asian massage parlors or the back. Quarks is the noted bar on the station. There's probably an underground or a, dive bar or other bars on that station as well. Why do we never see them?
Like I was saying, Hollow Suites. You would think there would be a line out the door, getting in those Hollow Suites.
But then why do we not see a line out the door going into Hollow Suites?
I don't know, because I don't know. I'd be in line. I don't know about you, but.
Wait, Kev says they have a scene of a Klingon having two streams when pissing, and they did show him pissing on a wall. I don't know what show you saw that in.
Fanmade?
Vulcan Love Slaves program. Okay.
Ooh.
You're talking about the Hollow Suites. Now, mind you, Quarks is a little bit more above bar than most places. My question is, why do we not see any other facilities on DS9 like Quarks or just a Hollow Suite facility on the station that is purely Hollow Suites, not drinks or no Dabo girls and all that? It's just you walk in and there's Hollow Suites here ready to go.
This is a good episode.
Oh, I'm catching up in the chat.
And they don't even show, not even in just DS9, even when we get to later episodes in Picard, you don't see these.
Has Kevin been drinking tonight? He says
it's in a Discovery episode.
He said he only drinks when he goes camping. Is he camping right now?
I don't know. I want a cold Be Right Back screen like you guys have.
I'll send you one.
Can I get my picture changed so I'm not the only one drinking looking ratchet in the intro with a goddamn red paper cup or red solo cup or blue solo cup? I know blue's my color, but why I gotta be the only one holding it up like I'm the hood motherfucker, just ratcheting up the place?
Look, we're
putting
just
the end and
we're just
fun.
trying to keep stereotypes alive.
No, dude. If that were the case, PVG needs to be shown stumbling out of a crashed Cadillac because 1, he's drunk, 2, he's Asian, neither which can drive.
Agree. That's not even a stereotype.
And 3, you need to hang up an abacus in your background somewhere.
Hold on. I'm gonna show the scene with PVG out. See? I got 2 empty chairs.
Okay.
Because PVG is at the facilities right now.
I heard Chicago has one of the lowest cost of livings in the United States right now.
We're not in Chicago though.
I understand that.
We're outside of St. Louis.
You're in Illinois.
Yes. But that is why I frequently look for people in the St. Louis area to come take the 3rd chair. See? That 3rd chair right there is an empty chair, and we're looking for someone to come be a guest so we can talk Trek. No, sir. I got a full one right here. I probably won't even open this one.
PVG, drink water. We're concerned about your driving capability.
He makes it somehow. Maybe his Cadillac is self-driving. It is. He's got a self-driving Cadillac. And he's not even driving. He's watching like Picard season 3 on his dashboard.
Obviously, he's not because he ain't watched it. This is the first book report we got from him in like 2 months.
Right. That's true.
Oh my gosh.
He tries to watch it and he falls asleep.
I'm right here.
Magix is calling out your lack of commitment.
I'm old and senile, so every episode is like the first time I'm watching it.
He says, just because you have a fancy Star Trek tricorder, it's not showing your commitment.
Magic, there's like a 20-year difference between you and I. You'll get it. You'll figure it out. You'll find out.
I don't think there's a 20-year difference between us.
How old are you?
How old are you?
How old are you?
There's not.
I know how old I am.
There's not a 20-year difference.
No?
I know everybody's ages. There's not a 20.
What is the difference?
It's probably about 15.
That's it?
Oh, you're Yoli's age.
Oh, you're a young pup.
You're his ex's age. He likes cougars.
I mean, she's a
Remember
cougar
with
then.
that.
I haven't seen her. I should look her up on Facebook.
Why?
See what she's up to lately.
Yeah. Maybe
Not in
she's-
the stalker way, but like the hey,
Right.
what's up?
Magic, you need to send me your address because something's being made and I need your address.
Oh yeah, new shirts.
Okay.
Oh,
Everything is free in Chicago.
Scott is still with us. What time is
Right.
it? It's past 10 o'clock, Chief. Come on.
I gotta get Scott.
If you could
one.
do a stream yard, I'd come on, but St. Louis is just not in the cards from Edmonton. Oh yeah, you're in Canada. Eh?
I'm not in Canada.
Ooh, you're.
Didn't they shoot some things in Canada?
Yeah,
I think so,
Strange
'cause it-
New Worlds.
I believe it's cheaper to shoot stuff over there.
I actually purposely watched the whole end credits of Strange New Worlds, thinking maybe there was a hidden end credit scene, and they said all these thanks to like the Alberta Film Commission and a whole bunch of Canadian stuff.
So weird ass dream. So I had a weird dream Friday night or Saturday night, I don't remember. But the dream was I was out with a bunch of people. It may have been for my birthday, it may have not been. But as we were walking along and you were there and so was Auntie M. But honestly, it was like you, Art, Aaron, Mike, Donald, Infinity was there, I think. And I like was walking across the street like it was cinematic. Like there's a city behind us, a city in front of us, and I stopped. And I was like, why does this look so familiar? And I couldn't understand what it was. And then I was like, there's a song, and everybody's like, yo, why are you standing in the fucking middle of the street? Get the fuck out of the road. And everybody's trying to move me, and I'm like, hold on, I gotta walk back across the street because this is triggering a memory of something, and I don't understand what it is. But I'm hearing like these tones in my head as I walk across the street, and it was da 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 da. And then it went into the theme song of 21 Jump Street because we were walking across the street of that opening scene that they have in 21 Jump Street. And Tom does not give a fuck. He's playing with toys.
He does not. Magic's, just to let you know, my birthday was 10 days before yours.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, same to you, buddy.
You are like cousins.
We're like brothers.
So after that, we were driving and the theme song to A-Team played. It was like every 80s show that came on, and we were somehow in that scene of like the opening. Tom, this is Tom. So for those that are wondering, what Tom right now is doing is what they classically did at up front at the Apollo, is where you would have the clown come out and sing you off or rope you off. This is Tom doing everything else other than having me talk about stuff.
Switch on the bottom.
So he's doing all this shit. Dude, nobody wants to see your butt plugs. Put your butt plug back in there.
But it's fun.
Well, PVG, see, this is the old tricorder. PVG.
Oh, did you order the new one, the Beverly
new
Crusher
one.
tricorder?
Beverly Crusher. Ooh.
Is that what's on? Is that what's on the floor next to you?
Mortgage.
No, I got the wand.
Yeah, he took a second mortgage out on his house, and he's got the new tricorder with Bluetooth, and it's got the LED screen.
So what's in the bag next to you? What was in the chair that you had to remove?
We can't even show that on YouTube, or we'll get totally.
Yeah, I'll show you later.
We'll get
Maybe
canceled.
after the.
But basically, it was a pair of scrotum in a bag. He wanted to prank you.
Yes, it was for you
he
only.
He wanted to have it hanging out of his shorts.
Booyah.
And then have you look at it. But I said, the camera angle's too wide. He won't be able to see what it is.
It's just to see if you noticed.
But it's
Because you're always
it's
looking at
hard
my
not
crotch.
to notice whiteness emanating. It's like the floor, you got shoes, you got color, no melanin, some nut hugger shorts, and then command yellow, too tight shirt.
Magics, you gotta come over and take this chair.
Nope, I'm a big dude myself. I'm good. I'm good with being on the wide side.
I got these wide. These are all wide chairs. I got wide
I'm
chairs.
good with being on the wide shot.
My fat ass will fit in this chair. I'm sure your fat ass will fit in it. You gotta come, man. We would have fun.
I'm sure we would.
Oh,
And we got guitars.
whatever that is.
So that just means I have firewood? I mean, you got a yard. I can practice my bushcraft out there, and here's how you start a fire.
Very true. All right. So what's PVG's homework for next week?
Why do I have homework? I work
Because
at a school.
you are failing this class. Look, did you ever watch Green Arrow or the Flash universe?
I did.
All right. PVG, you have failed this city. If you know, you know.
If
you know, you know.
Did you know I met Welland's father? Oh gosh, Clark's father.
Clark who?
Clark Kent's father.
John Schneider?
No. Yes, John
That's John
Schneider.
Schneider.
John Schneider. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've met him like 3 or 4 times now.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I met him once when I was a kid. I knew him as Bo Duke. Met him again as Bo Duke. Started watching Smallville. Met him at the casino because we had to go there to the clubhouse for one of our parties and we needed change. Nope, actually, rewind. That was the last time I met him. First time I met him, me and Yoli went to the casino because Rich and Letty had come up to go play bingo. And I was like, I don't really want to play bingo. And I was like, why is this crowd over here? I was like, hey, that's Bo Duke. That's Paul Kent. And she was like, what? I was like, that's Snyder. That's Don Snyder.
Right.
From the Dukes of Hazzard and from Smallville and probably a bunch of other stuff. So I went and met him then. And it was actually like walking by and everybody was like, hey, it's Don Snyder, the singer. Oh, yeah, I love John Smallville. I just watched last week. I was like, yeah, that's Don Snyder. That's Bo Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard. And he stopped. He was like, holy shit. Because he was like, a black guy knows who Bo Duke was. So shook his hand. And then I met him again a couple of years later for an annual or party we had at the clubhouse. We needed change. He was at the casino right down the street from the clubhouse. Happened to go in there to get some change. He was there again. Said hello. Did the whole, how you doing? He recognized me. Gave me the nod. That was it.
Wow. That's a good story.
I met him in Little Rock, Arkansas at a car show. And I asked him, I said, hey,
Who were you dressed as?
Batman.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Because I have to ask. I do not put it past you not to go to a car show dressed up as Batman.
He's big into cosplay.
Yeah. Well, only certain things. But
he used to get paid to dress up as Batman. Didn't you?
Yeah. Last time was $600 for 6 hours.
$100
around as
an
Batman.
Now, were you
Little
dressed
Rock,
up
Arkansas.
as Michael Keaton Batman or old school Batman?
It was a combination of both.
George Clooney?
But yeah, it was a combination. I have to show you a picture.
That's not who I was going with. I was going with the OG Batman from the movie with Burt Ward, and he was on Family Guy later on. Oh my God, Chad, help me out.
Family Guy?
Dark Knight.
Homer Simpson?
No.
family
actor.
ties.
Not Christian Bale, not that dude, not that dude, not that dude.
Michael Keaton?
Adam West.
Oh, Adam West. Oh.
Were you dressed as Adam West?
No.
Were you dressed as the
Adam
older
West would
Batman?
be gray, right?
It was Christian Slater.
Oh.
Oh, the Chiefs got to bounce. He's down to 3%.
You weren't dressed as Robert Lowry from the black and white film?
Chief, switch to auxiliary power.
Yeah. Run on impulse engines.
Reroute auxiliary power through the main deflector shield.
And then initiate a tachyon pulse.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, do an inverse tachyon pulse.
If that doesn't work, invert your polarity.
Chief, I got my drone going. We can take pics later whenever you get a chance.
You need to preface that with a no homo.
Yeah.
What?
No homo.
No homo.
No, yeah.
There we go.
So you dressed up as which Batman?
Christian Bale.
Okay.
Oh, that's just wow.
And
Dark Knight.
It was in October, and it was at Little Rock, Arkansas, and I had to lead a parade of kids. And besides myself, there was a guy dressed up as Darth Vader, and
did you fight?
No.
Okay.
We all we had to do is just lead the kids around.
I don't want to see a pic of that, but
no, it was.
I don't know if I want to.
Were you wearing short shorts?
No.
That's what I'm worried about.
I wasn't wearing nothing.
All right.
You were Diddy Batman.
We got to wrap. We got to wrap because we're pushing up on our time limit.
But John, I said, hey, when are you going to be on?
John Schneider.
Yeah, when are you going to be back on Smallville? He said, whenever they call me up. So I think
he's on standby. Okay. Yeah. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It helps us out a great deal. Adam West. Oh, and by the way, Chief, I've had a little gift for you sitting in here for a while for helping me out with my carburetor replacement on my zero-turn mower. So that's just been sitting here. I got to get that to you. Maybe I'll give it to PVG.
Or he can get himself. And
the next time you're in the neighborhood, you should just take the third chair. That'll work. All right.
Here's a hint. We're going to institute a dress code that includes and1 basketball shorts from Walmart. They are cheap, and it will cover your knees.
At least to your ankles.
Stop it.
Oh, my.
All right. Don't forget, subscribe. Like this video if you had fun with us. If you're still watching, we definitely appreciate it. We are working our way up. Eventually, we want to retire from our jobs and just do this full time. Why not? Why not have a dream, right? Oh, Magic's eyes got big. Yeah. Were you looking at some?
I was seeing how big I can make my eyes.
Oh, I was gonna say, Did you see like a picture of Beverly Crusher with no clothes on or something?
No, that would be.
See, I guess we need merch. Because Kev is
ready
to
some
buy
merch.
some Tech Trek merch. So we'll have to work out.
We need to send him some since we're so new and he's on the ground floor. And
you guys are what we call on the street. We call you the day ones.
Yeah,
I don't know what street he's talking about, but that's not what we call somebody that's on the street. In the tech industry, it's called a 0 day. Not a day one.
Ground zero.
No, 0 day.
To Karen, to Chief Scott.
IB,
definitely IB.
Sherry was in there.
Sherry's
got gifts.
Sherry, you need to go with us when we go to the.
Oh yeah, the convention next week.
Yes.
Next Saturday, Sherry, we're going to a GalaxyCon in Collinsville.
Full dinner and everything.
What?
All right, maybe not lunch.
Right. Okay.
At Hardee's.
Yeah, we'll put up a post on the channel with a Oh, Sherry's going to be in Chicago next Saturday.
Chicago.
You trying to get shot?
Chicago?
What are you doing up in Chicago?
It's dangerous.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yo, grab some Garrett's popcorn.
That's dangerous for you people.
Scott, you the man. You can go too, you know.
GalaxyCon.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have food trucks there.
Food trucks.
Captain
see.
Kev is asking, should we post an email?
Yeah, we'll post an email.
Okay.
I think it's info@technicallytrek.com, but I got to check. I don't know if I've set up the MX because it's all brand new, the email address.
It might be by default now.
Oh, yes. Kev, I'm definitely going to put the names
Yeah.
up on our windows.
That's your homework.
I knew I was forgetting something, but we do.
All right,
have
well,
a
Tom,
lot of
you do that
technical
now
issues.
after we end, while PVD shows me what's in the bag. Because what's in the bag?
That's scary. All right, we're going to wrap. Thank you guys for tuning in. Karen, Kev, Sherry, Scott, IB. We definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us. It's always a lot of fun, and I'm glad you guys are there to keep us on our toes and to give us feedback and contributions to our conversations. Tell all your friends, any Trekkies you know. We're kind of crude. I know we're different than other Trek podcasts. We're not so politically correct, but we still like to just have fun and talk Trek. So subscribe, share, comment, and we will catch you guys on the next one.
And if you're in the St. Louis area, let us know.
For sure. Yes. Get in that semi.
Thank y'all for
Captain
coming
Kev.
out. And in the words of Casey Kasem, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Ciao.
Copyright.
You just got us copyrighted. Bye, everybody. Nanu, nanu.
Adios.